Hi. I almost was on time, but I can't be on time because that's how this goes. But you're here, we're here, and well, somebody will be here soon. I'm here, and I have a friend. It might be a hostile takeover, a kidnapping kind of a situation, but I have a friend. Her name is Brooke. We're going to bring Brooke on. We're going to actually cover a few topics today in our own chaotic bounce around and uh, run off on different tangents. That's the word I was looking for, tangent. The English language has been rough. I'm fluent in sarcasm. The English language just throws me for a loop. All right, we're going to cover some of the salts today. There's different colors, not just the black salt. There's all different colors. And now somebody's coming in my door. Let me bring Brooke up. Okay. Hello, Brooke. Brooke is coming. Brooke. Oh, shit. Touched the button too many times. I'm a button pusher. Sorry, baby.
Hello.
Hello. How are you this evening?
Doing well. Doing very well. Ready to chat, and I know, ready to chat and talk about some salts and random shit, whatever comes up into our meta minds.
The chaos mind.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be wandering around looking for where the hell I stuck my weed. So we'll keep talking. As long as everybody can hear me, I will keep looking for my weed.
Well, I obtained quite a few weed yummies this last week. It was my birthday, and so I did my weed browns. Thank you.
I suck.
I'm an Earth Day baby. I am 422.
My dad was 420. I'm still got his card to send to him. I at least got the 420.
You got the card.
I got the card. It's even handmade. I even got random strangers to sign my dad's card because that means the world to him.
Oh, that's so cute. What a cute little freaking thing to do. I would get a kick out of that.
I hope he does. He's a very clinical, but yet he has humor. I don't know. My dad is an unusual motherfucker.
Oh, go figure.
You know, but he's not even like me. He was just unusual on his own levels.
Yeah, yeah.
I at least know that I brought him a little more unusualness and a little more freedom to express himself after I got a little older. And I don't know. Nobody could stop me, which made it a little more daring for him to go do a few things that he's been wanting to do or didn't know he wanted to do. At least he follows his whim a little bit. So a little more adventure in the Midwest. I come from Ohio.
Ohio. What'd he do?
What?
What did he do?
Oh. Well, he was in the Marines. He was there long enough for himself to get shot in the Vietnam War by a gook, I think it is how he said it. He doesn't talk a lot about it, although, you know, if you know me very well, you know I am the questioner of all things. I will ask you a million questions. I am
Why?
the Witch.
Why?
And murder mouse. Well, why? But why? But why, Daddy? But why? If you did this, Daddy, then why didn't you do this? La, 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 la. Yeah. He didn't cry, though. My mom would cry. I don't know. Of course, he could out anything. We had selective husbandry hearing. He exhibited it on everyone. And he's also one of those people who just he'd be standing there, you'd be talking to him for a second, and, you know, like 10, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, you'd be looking around going, the hell did he go? He left. He didn't say, boo, bye, kiss my ass. He left. I was like,
I fucking love that.
I hated it.
I hate it, but I love it. It makes me laugh so much. The cloaking device. Yeah. The cloaking device. It just so my husband has that. Robert has a cloaking device. And it pisses me off because he knows, because there's so many times when I cannot, I can find Robert no matter what. But when he turns that cloaking device on, and he'll say, one time I've been like, hey, I was like, you had your cloaking device on. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, it took me a long time to perfect that. I was like, oh, so you do know you're doing it. You do know you're doing it on purpose.
Don't ever let them lie to you. They know what they're doing. They always know they're
He
doing
does.
it. But he did. My dad used his cloaking device type thing at Halloween when I was young. It was awesome. It was so much fun. He would, in the middle of because I lived in a really tiny town. It was the village of Lewisburg, so does that tell you nothing? But there's a cemetery in the middle of the town. And he knew the cemetery really well because he was in DAV, Disabled American Veterans, for those who don't know. So he was in the DAV pretty heavy. And every Memorial Day, we put flags on all the tombstones that need, certain ones. And I think it was either, I think they were made to look like metal, but I think they were like a plastic-y or something. But the little things like World War I, II, whatever the hell it was, I think it was some sort of marker of some sort. I mean, I was really little, whatever, but I loved going with him to this. And so I would go and help him do it. But they always thought it was funny that I would, if I stepped on the graves where the bodies actually were, I would step off as fast as I could, and I would apologize. They thought that was the cutest thing ever. Hell no, that was me. I got chastised by one of the spirits, and I didn't know it was a spirit. And they're like, "That is very rude." They showed me where the body was. I mean, it was rude. It scared me a little bit. It was like I got chastised by the ghost.
Yeah.
And I never did it again on purpose. And I would always, but they always thought it was the cutest thing ever. It wasn't anything more than I didn't want to get yelled at by a spirit again, I guess. But I didn't know it was this time. So
isn't it? You know, I've been thinking lately about kind of kids and like their journey on seeing the things that they can see at their age, and like, you know, how it changes the trajectory of their life, the way that they have experienced things at times, you know, like
it matters how they're handled. It matters on, you know.
And I believe we're in an age where we have a lot more kids that are being born with these abilities and these instincts, you know, right off the bat, very strong.
I personally think they have been cultivated on some level. I mean, that's a personal belief. Call it whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a shit what you want to call it.
You could even say, I mean, even there could be a scary, you know, like conspiracy theory factor, but there also could be an evolutionary factor as well. I
feel like it's actually been cultivated on purpose. It also, I mean, by what and who, I've got my ideas, and I don't think they're both the same entity or whatever, maybe.
Frequency.
Whatever you want to say, it's cultivated. I think it was cultivated externally by something external from the planet, maybe. And I also think it has something to do with experimentation by, our fucking, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely some experimentation going on.
Yeah, there's been experimentation on us on a lot of levels, on so many different levels, about so many different things. We are the, 99% poppers. We are the experimental, and whatever else they want to call us, or don't call us, whatever the hell. I don't care. I don't care if it's a popular opinion or whatever. I know what I feel, and I, so far, haven't been incorrect. And
I feel like there's a need, though, for those kids in particular now. They've always needed guidance and help in their awakening journeys, but I feel like with the extent that it's going to be getting to, that they're going to need more help, you know, that they're going to need.
If the parents don't work with them and get them the right way, then somebody else will.
Exactly.
You want to train your child understand themselves, or do you want to do it yourself and be supportive and have a say in the manner in which they learn how to do what they do?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's always room for somebody to help the parent do it.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if you don't know what's going on and you don't know how to handle it yourself, find some help.
Yeah.
It should be cultivated. It should be cultivated in a safe environment. Otherwise, somebody else will do it themselves, and who knows if it's going to be safe, and who knows if they're going to be given the information the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody needs to stop
Absolutely.
letting TV and the internet parent their children.
Yeah, and yeah, we're in a really interesting time, and I think every generation says that, of course,
Yeah,
every person in their time, but I think we are in some interesting, unprecedented times from the past. And
Aquarius was to let us know that we're coming into another age. It's the awakening.
very much so.
Hopefully you got your package, woman.
We got Miss Cindy.
Yeah. She moved to, I think, Texas. I think it was Texas. I could be wrong. But she moved away from me. She used to help me do a bunch of random shit. I don't even know what to say she's helped me do. It's like a bunch of random things that was always helpful. She was very helpful, and she could point me in the right direction to help other people too. So yeah, her attitude, she took with her all the information too.
We need those people, and that's kind of what I was like getting at too. With like, give me the shift, give me the shift. Heck yeah, Cammy.
You don't have a choice. It's coming for you.
Yeah, we're so fucking ready for it, dude. Like,
oh my god. Okay, yeah, Cindy did move to Texas. I said if you can't feel the shift, you're dead inside. She did move to Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna shift whether you want or not.
Yeah. But having like access to those people that have like the resources and the guiding to different directions, and like that's where I feel that everybody has a little bit of something that they can add to help with the shift and help with the transition, and utilizing each one of those people, not trying to do it all, not trying to, fit into an area that doesn't suit you. Like, there are so many individuals out there right now that have so many skills, and it's time to start fucking sharing them,
Exactly. I never understood anybody who, I don't know, all the hoarding of the information. I mean, I understand not sharing with someone who's a beginner how to hex, somebody who's done the wrong. Because that takes a certain amount of self-control, because, with responsibility comes power. Or with great power comes responsibility. Yeah, verbally dyslexic, apparently.
I think a lot of us are. It's kind of difficult when you operate on multiple dimensions to find out which way the words turn.
I needed that manual from the Human Design from ages ago. Jesus, I could imagine how far I'd be right now.
Right. So that brings up an interesting point in the gatekeeping aspect that I learned about today. I find that there's a lot of gatekeeping of information in the spiritual community, and the wellness community. And I'm in a really interesting space right now because I very much believe in the exchange of energy one way or another, whether that is, respectful time, whether that's, bringing me food in exchange for my time, if that's, a rock, if that's cash, like whatever the exchange is, there's an exchange, right?
It has to be an exchange.
Yeah, but there's also things that are like universal things that everybody has access to and should have access to, and I have a hard time with believing that we should gatekeep modalities of things that are so huge that they can change people's lives. Like, I think that that's bullshit.
I think a lot of the gatekeeping portion is more egotistical, more of a narcissistic basis. It's more giving me power by how I have the knowledge, I have the power. Okay. Teach it. When you are so versed or gifted to understand it and have access to it, it should be some shape or form your job to help others learn it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, what's given to you? Share what you know, do it responsibly. Never give someone who would just run out and stab somebody. You would never give them a knife for their birthday,
Yeah, absolutely.
But if someone coming into it and showing interest in knives, then you should show that person, give that person the knife. Show that person how to use it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
That shit happens. This whole fucking hoarding all the information shit. What are you gonna do? Die with it? And then what? Be an asshole?
Exactly.
Oh, wait, why is this acting so weird? Okay, my screen is a little kind of off kilter. Okay, I hadn't sent my computer out. Shocker. I found somebody. They either really like me or they're stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, dude. I'm joking. But they fixed my computer because I was touching it too much again. It kind of just went down. I can't even use the keyboard that's on the laptop. I have to use a keyboard.
A separate keyboard that's detached from the laptop.
And the keyboard on the laptop had to get the plug had to get the plug pulled. Blah. Yeah, that's because I touched it. I don't know.
Of course. Of course.
The laptop, and then I'm going to take it apart, order me a new keyboard, and then put it back together, and possibly give myself another battery. I do know how to work on them. It's just not always wise for me to touch them, especially if I'm frustrated. They just do weirder things. Now, it's odd. Sometimes I can just touch stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm fine. So we got 50-50 shot. I don't have another laptop. All I got is this, and a tablet went out at the same time. One of my phones went out. So all of these all happened at the same time.
All your electronics just shit the bed at once?
Yeah, well, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. 3 and 3. Yeah. Oh, who am I talking to? Which part? I missed some stuff. Yes, absolutely. Hoarding information controls the spread of power and wealth. Of course it does. Hence,
absolutely.
I released documents that they were experimenting with all kinds of stuff, from black magic to psychics to remote viewing to all this stuff, and they released that. And so, if they release that much, how much are they not releasing?
Yeah.
We're getting they're slipping us just the tip so that we forget about the ginormous pecker that's right behind that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and some of it I like to be careful about what I say over recorded lines.
I do try myself. It's very hard to control this mouth. It is the mouth that I like to be told what to do.
But I always welcome conversations in person. Always welcome those. But I do believe that we are definitely in a time where it's a time information
where you yourself, and you better understand yourself, because you can only rely on yourself right now.
Yes, that's really what it's coming down to, guys. Is it's like it doesn't.
You have to learn who you are, learn where your ethics are, learn what really matters to you, learn what is really valuable, and learn how to see through the bullshit.
Yeah, learning your inner intuition, your inner source of how you make decisions, on how you follow that. Like, that's huge, and that will get you fucking 90% of the way. Learning to listen to your intuition, learning to fucking stand in your own power.
Absolutely.
Midnight phone call.
Midnight, my ass. It was like 2 a.m. She hit me, and I was like, still in the shop working. She's like, "Oh, you're up." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm still up." You mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Up for almost 3 days straight. It was perfectly awesome. Because Texas,
I can't do it.
She's 2 hours ahead.
Okay, yeah, so it is midnight there.
Yeah. So she also would be. She gets up early too. She's one of them psychos.
My sleep habits do vary.
I try very hard to get myself in bed, and before, like, say 6 a.m, 7. I went to bed at 8 o'clock this morning, and I wasn't even out here. I was inside. I permed my hair. I came out here for literally wasn't more than fucking. Oh, I don't know. I was out here about 3 times, about a whole half hour, all the way, and I still went to bed about 8. I don't know what happened. Oh, I do know what happened. I started trimming my plant.
Rhonda.
Yes. Well, I was trimming my plant, and I've not grown weed before, so fuck it. I'm learning as I go. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I pick people's brains. I love Les to death, but he loves doing that man penis thing to me. I asked him the question, but until I ask him like 3 different separate occasions, the same fucking question, do I get the answer that I needed? Yeah, I got it. And then once he told me and I understood what the fuck he was saying, I was like, so I've been doing it fucking wrong. All right, cool. Now, so I looked up and saw the plant, and then I stood on a step stool. No, I didn't. I stood on my upside down table because I have all the balance in the world and I am graceful as fuck. And that is sarcasm. First language, sarcasm. Second one, English. I was standing on an upside down table on little bars and stuff, climbing the upside down table, which turns upside down if you go too far and touch it wrong. I lose my balance frequently, but yet I keep challenging myself like an idiot. Sound like my door open up.
I don't lose my balance. Is somebody here?
Probably. I think Clay was outside helping us clean up the yard because it's spring cleanup time because the yard looks like ever loving shit, and that dog shit's everywhere.
Oh my god! I gotta love that.
Everywhere.
It's everyone.
I hate that. All my dogs had before they're older because I always show them, here is your poop place. And I give them, a certain space, and I always kept it shoveled in the winter. Here's your spot for poop. Dinky thinks that everywhere is his spot for poop.
Dinky,
yeah, occasionally Dinky gets real close to losing it. His dick, his life, whatever. He's fucking cute. Oh my god. And that incessant fucking whining.
He is a whiner. He's totally a whiner.
So whiny. And he don't really whine. It's a wee.
Yeah. It's a whistle. He's got like a whistle whine.
Grating and wheat. Wheat. I'm like, shut up, dog. Wheat. I said shut up. Wheat. Shut up. Wheat. You need soft whistle.
He's such a turkey.
He's an ass.
He is.
He's such a diva. Oh my god. Talk about a dog with a fucking issue. Wheat. And he has to know where daddy is at all times. Wheat. And then he's just going to wheat. He wheats. It's how he talks. It's fucked. It's very annoying. It's like, shut up. I don't want to hear you. But I don't want to hear the wheating. I don't care that he talks to me. But that is it's how he talks. I can't stand it. It's that, ugh. I had a mama's boy. The younger son was a mama's boy. I cannot stand whining. I cannot stand incessant, narcissistic, filled fucking whining. I'm not here to completely placate you, make you better. You're bored, let me stop my world and fix yours. No. I wanted independent children who were curious and I could teach them things. And go on adventures with me and learn more shit. He was such a mama's boy. But then at the same point, he couldn't stand me having attention from other people. It was just messed up. It was too bad. And the father, the family, the father's family. Oh, God, Lord. Always fucking fighting with things. If they weren't fighting, they were creating a scenario so there could be a fight. And all they wanted to beat up people and shit. That's how. So he ended up, I guess, I hope he didn't end up like them totally. That would be so fucking wrong. I don't talk to him. But that's not my choice so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dad told him things and he doesn't want to believe me or look at the evidence I got. And I have like lots of evidence. I'm one of them motherfuckers that can prove what the fuck I say.
Right.
And everyone thinks this. And I'm like looking at him going, how long were you around me? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? Some people 11. And you don't know how I operate. Yeah. Okay. It's always their downfall too, because they always try to fuck with me. And I'm like, don't do that. And they're like, no, I'm going to poke you with a sharp stick. Might be hot. Might be extra pointy. I don't know.
Right.
And I'm everyone, stop talking to me. Quit it. You need to leave me alone. And then when they wake up the dragon, good God, do they cry.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I just never understood that pattern. Oh, she's going to annihilate you. Let's poke her harder. Let's just see how far we can take her before she snaps. And then let's all cry about it together. No, it annoys the shit out of me.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. There is 3, like, I explain it. There's 3 pain in the ass archetypes that drive me crazy, or that they're always in my path. Ever since I can remember, there's always one narcissist minimum. There's always one motherfucker who pretends to be who's your frenemy. And they, they're your friend, great. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you're evil. I can't stand you. And oh my God, I hope you get better because you suck. And I remember going, this is the same stuff I did yesterday and every other day before that. I didn't alter me. I am me.
Right. You didn't change.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. I hope you feel better. Go find another path. I'm sorry I couldn't help you any further, but it's these 3 archetypes of personalities that have to always be in my life. And the ones that cause me great discomfort. Now, there's more on the other side, but I haven't thought about them as much because, I don't know, people dwell on the negative first, when they should. Now that I think about it, I mean, I'm reminding myself as well about y'all. Don't always look at the sad shit, the bad shit, because if you start to lose your shit over it, think about the good shit. And like in my case, I have archetypes that follow me around that are here to keep me going, here to, love me unconditionally, here to, just always be a person who pops up with some inspirational motherfucking thing on their mind or whatever, and they'll pop up. But they always wander off too. These archetypes don't stay in my life. Like that person you're in. It's like they don't.
The singular person.
Yeah. There's always, however many of that archetype. And if one does something and then they go away, if it's the gnarly ones, some of the good ones stay. Now, some of the good ones don't. It's just soulmate. It's that soulmate thing. But yeah, there's always the balance too. It's always like, I wish I knew more about the balance like I do now when I was younger. It would have been so much easier on myself. And then again, would have probably changed my path in that aspect. Okay.
Right. I know.
You see, I see why. But could we just not say, hey, here's your archetype of the day. They're here to do this. If you do this, they don't have to accept their stupid side. Okay? And I'll be like, okay, I got this. Now that I've seen that side of that person type thing, I'm going to go ahead and just do what I need to do. Because I'm at the point right now, I'll see my lessons and I hit them head on. I used to procrastinate. I would, like I said, progressively procrastinate. I would progress on other things and procrastinate what I was doing. What I was supposed to do. But now I don't. I hit it head on. I do have a moment where I'm just like bouncing from foot to foot, just going, fuck.
Yeah. The bouncing from foot to foot moment, because you're like, I'm not really avoiding it, but I'm like, I'm like,
when I really want to avoid this is stupid and I want to do this thing again.
Yeah.
And then at the same point, you're like, if you don't do it on your own, they're going to do it for you. And and I'll be like, fine. And then I go do it. And then I hit it head on and you can't slow me down. It's just, it's just messed up. I'm like, okay, so I'm not doing that as much now. I would just lighten up a little bit on the archetype bullshit.
What are the good archetypes, though? What are the constant good archetypes you've had?
I need it. They pop in. They've always called at the right time. Like I had one. She's not talking to me anymore. She's not mad at me. I don't know what's happening. But she used to call me, and instead of saying hi, she would do her goat, kind of shit. And I was like, didn't matter what mood I was in. I could be so fucking mad. I'm crying my ass off, snot rolling everywhere. And she'd do that, and that's all I hear is that, and I'm just done. I'm done being mad. I'm done being whatever. It was all I needed. And she always did, or she'd show up and hunt me down, and all I could hear was her bleating of her goat. The goat, but it was always funny. I was like, oh my God, it's the goat lady.
Oh, that's so cute.
She's funny, and she's always funny. So she always but she always had the right time to come into, and I'd be like on the edge, or slowly. Yeah, you have to sometimes just hit the bottom, sit down for a second, and kind of rest your little digits and dust your ass off and get the fuck up. Well, sometimes I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
I don't know where I think I'm gonna go or do or whatever, because I have to get up. But it's just being frustrated and tired, and so I just don't wanna. And I would sit on my ass for a second. I'd pull out my pity party balloons, and I only have 3. It's okay. I know where to keep them. I'll put them back in the closet when I'm done with my shit. I have a mini pity party. I just don't stay there. And I can't stand, I know it's a Scorpio, Sagittarius type thing, but I cannot stand weak. It's okay to be weak for a moment. I cannot stand weak of character, or your weakness of character. If you are a weak charactered person, I hate to say it. I try really hard to curb it because there's a piece of my little whatever, that blend of the horoscope blend that I am.
You're manifesting gender. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember going, you know what? Stop your fucking whining. Get the fuck up. Quit your shit. I can't stand that shit. It's one thing if you have problems and I see that you have a bad luck streak. I'm going to help you break your luck streak. Or your bad luck streak. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to do it for you, but I'm going to help you. And I might do it to begin with just so that you understand I can. And you're weak, so I'm going to stand in front of you and shield a few blows while you get the fuck up, dust your ass up.
Yeah.
But I can't stand someone who stays weak and makes excuses to stay weak. It is one of those things that just irritates me to the fucking core. You're weak-minded. Don't do that. And I have to smack myself down a little bit because I'm also very, I'm a little rougher on myself. I expect a lot of myself, and I have to be careful not to do the same thing to other people because they're not built the same. And
you cannot expect others to behave like you.
I can accommodate most characters. But someone who is using me, it's a wasting my time. Now I understand that just made it put on perspective. It wastes my time, and I can't stand anything more than my time wasted. It's the only thing I fucking got. Yeah, I know.
The element that I was feeling was that it's an element of dishonesty too.
Oh, it's a lie. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to everyone, but you're lying to yourself. And the most horrendous portion of the lying is that you lie to yourself. It's horrendous because then it is the programming. You're narcissisting yourself. You are gaslighting yourself. Get the fuck up. Get up.
That's what it is. It's the gaslighting yourself. Yeah. It's and we have been programmed to believe it. It's the learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is it's a phenomenon we see in a lot of large animals, even in that
things are defeatable.
Yeah, like when you see these huge lions and animals that are like sitting, just having the shit beat out of them by one person, it's because they have learned helplessness. They've been programmed to believe that they cannot, work against the tide.
There are some who have to take their beatings for a minute while they do their thing. There is some absolutely. Of that. I think anyone who sticks around and is planning on, like, say, getting out of a situation that they can't just rip themselves out of. I understand the planning and the scheming stage. I say scheming
100%.
Because sometimes you just gotta sit in the shit while you figure out how you're gonna get out of the shit.
Yeah, 100%. And I am not
that's not what I'm saying or you're saying.
No.
But to sit there and just continually take all the shit. But you're eating the shit cake. Nobody's forcing your hand at this point. You are spooning it up and sticking the shit cake that is your life in your mouth, and you're swallowing it. You're choosing to do this. No one is forcing this. Physically, things can happen to you, but there has to be a point where your mind at least protects you. You at least check out mentally to a degree where you can be self-preserving. Until you can figure out how to do whatever. But your mind is still yours, and as long as you know that, the body can suffer some blows because that's kind of sort of our body's job, if you ask me, is to protect the spirit. It's like an suit of armor. Oh my god,
the vessel protects the spirit.
But it's like a suit of armor for this life. It's armor until you figure out your shit. But eventually your armor does wear out. Yes, I understand. That's why we get old and we die. Or bad things happen to us by really bad people. And it's unfortunate. It is your fucking human design. It is your plan for your life.
It's all so tied together, and it all affects one another so dramatically and so drastically that, by taking hold of your mind space, there is some really huge power in that. It allows you to, really develop some different reflection techniques. And there's some crazy shit that happens just from sitting and asking yourself why. Like, I challenge people who don't know what shadow work is to watch, those last couple of minutes that we just did, where you were talking about the archetypes in your life that you see consistently. Like, that's fucking shadow work right there. Asking the why, asking about the people that are in your life, like asking about, why do I have these reoccurring people in my life? Like, who are the good people? Like, all of that shit, all of that stuff is what we're talking about. That is the mindfulness. It's not this crazy shit. It's not this stuff that nobody can have access to. It's simple stuff, but it's stuff that's hard to look at. You gotta
like get it past the initial programming of you ain't able. You ain't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You gotta understand that you are able. And, mind may not let go of that thought completely right away. It is
not at all.
But you have to work through the process, or you're just going to get nowhere. It's like crying that you don't have any groceries, but you don't do anything to go get groceries.
It is the same thing as everything else. You have to put in the work in order to get a result. You have to put something in to get something out.
You don't value anything you don't work for anyway.
Absolutely.
Think about how you treat things that people have bought you, comparative to how you treat things that you have bought yourself. You had to work hard to afford to be able to buy yourself. And I'm not talking to these people who are handed things just willy-nilly, whatever, all the time. They don't know what it's like to earn a goddamn thing. And they're making all these little weak new culture of little, I don't even know what to call them, pansies, sissies. Basically, I'm going to say useless. I mean, what if you have nothing to contribute to society? If you don't know how to fucking make a fire, if you don't know how to protect yourself, shield yourself in some shape, size, and or form, what the fuck are you here? And don't pretend to join the military, you pansy ass motherfucker. I want to say
military
pussy
as a whole.
I've changed my things. Everybody calls everybody a pussy, but a pussy is not anything that's weak.
It's not really an insult.
Pussy can take a pounding, goddammit.
Yeah.
They can birth children. I mean, a pussy is something that you wouldn't associate with fragility. Now, a ball sack. Now, that's fragile. You can tap a ball sack and they can hit their knees, depending. So,
very true.
You don't have to call them. I call them ball sacks instead of pussies. So, nut sack, ball sack, whatever you want to call it. Nuts. These nuts. I have a container here. I can keep peanuts in here for people who are helping me, or somebody that comes in because low blood sugars.
Yep.
When they're blood sugar, they just you have low blood sugar. Why aren't you figuring out how to stop having it?
Right. I know.
Right. I have to eat a cheeseburger, which I make the supplement eat a cheeseburger just for that, because them little shitheads are coming to the shop. The little girls, they were coming into the shop, and we digressed way all over the place. The story just switched trains.
That's okay. That's what it's about. That's the whole point of this.
Yes, my dad's side of the family is so bad this way. I usually go back and help people catch up because I can always see when I turn the corner too fast and they fall off the train. I go back. I'm like, here, let me get you back on here.
Isn't it so fun when somebody can follow the train tracks, though?
Oh my god! Every once in a while, you gotta. I do play with some people. Well, of course you don't do work. Just shut up, take this pill, and if you do the work, because to keep people sick enough that they can work, but not too sick to fight, or not too well to fight. Sorry, that's the whole purpose. Create a weak society so that you can imprison them. Prisoners don't go willingly when they're stronger than the ones trying to imprison them. See, I can shut up, a lot of times, and I just can't. That's how I got chased across the fucking states by that psychopath cop. That was a tale from fun. That was so much fun. I told the motherfucker, okay, it was South Carolina. Hang on a second. His name eludes me for half a second. I don't know why. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, it'll come to me later. I fucking forgot the asshole's name. He was a no offense to all I'm ginger. I can say what I want. I can say what I want anyway because I can't stop myself. But he is a ginger Christian, hateful motherfucker who made it his mission to destroy me.
Gross.
Literally. And I got charged with, let's see. I'm trying to remember all the trumped up bullshit. They came to my house in my garage. He did. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff before this, but not with him. This was the day that, this is the day everything hit the fan. It was September 11th.
Holy shit.
Yeah, September 11th, 2007, I believe. Yeah, because my ex, he used to say something about the date, because we would just, it was always him. He liked to keep me sequestered, so it was kind of kinky for him to try to make me stay in fear. That's when I looked up, if you give up your, oh fuck me, how's that go? If you give up your freedom for safety, you don't deserve either freedom or safety. But he was trying to get me to give up my freedom. In other words, letting him control more pieces of my life, grooming me to be whatever the hell he was trying to groom me to be. And you can see it worked out well. But it was like the perfect scenario for his archetype personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Stockholm syndrome kind of behaviors and lots of gaslighting, and when they fail, they break down and they tell you something that endears you to them, and you feel a little sympathy for them, and then you proceed with the next day's events. And every day became a task, trying not to let him get under my skin and make me lose my shit. Yeah, so archetype, narcissist. This was my archetype. He was there for 11 years. And I still have a little sympathy for him on some level, because I always knew his mom had a mask on. I always knew I didn't trust that bitch. But she was always nice to my face. And so I played along until she showed her face, or I got proven wrong, or whatever, whichever. I mean, I never let her get close enough to me to hurt my feelings. Never get too close to me to know too much. And I've always had, I've been married 4 times. And all of them but one was a total crack shit show. And the mother-in-laws on those 3, the one I think we were fine all the way around. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember, so it couldn't have been bad. But all the other ones, the mother-in-laws, not my little poopy whoopigans. If you ever asked them for advice, First time I was 19. No, I mean 17. Sorry, I got married at 17. Yeah, there's a whole story for that. My mom was my first narcissist. She was the one that burnt me in. I believe she was the reigning queen. And I married Prince Lord Fauntleroy. That was that 4th husband. Little Lord Fauntleroy. I always called him behind his back, whatever, in front of his face.
Farquaad.
Oh, I called him Farquaad too, but Little Lord Fauntleroy is from a story. I don't remember what story. I just remember it came to my mind, and he understood what I meant without really me understanding what I meant by it. It was just a spoiled little brat somewhere in one of these little movie stories or something, in whichever, whatever. I just know I know it from some sort of book or play or something from way back. Like, yeah. Anyway, I called him that, and then of course Farquaad, and then what the fuck? I called him Stan from American Dad. I am wonderful. I am powerful. I am super dude. He will bow to me. I'm always right when I'm wrong, kind of thing. I could tell it. Yeah, it was one of the things. I mean, this is the type, though. I could tell them anything. They just look at me and go, no. And I'm like, what do you mean, no? You can't tell me no. Here's video. That's not right. That's not me. That's not me. Or this guy's still purple. What are you talking about? Like serious. But yeah, the gaslighting, all that shit. I lost myself. What the fuck was I talking about that started that?
Well, you start going, and then I started doing Reiki over here, and so I was like, let's just keep going. We were talking about the cop.
That's a story that's way interesting, and I've said something in some of the past thingies, so I will just give snippets here and there, and then at some point we'll summarize it all. But,
we'll do a full story one day.
Well, we'll just kind of let all the pieces fall out because it is such a long motherfucker. Soon I have to tell you some things about myself that a lot of people don't know. I don't really have any regrets. I have no regrets. No regrets, anyway. I'm tattooing no regrets on my body. I literally don't regret it. There's a few things that I wish I hadn't done, but at the same time, I don't regret it. Wasn't one of my finer ones, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
So anyway, this cop, we will go back for pieces and parts of it. And then there are some parts of it that you probably don't know about me. A lot of people don't know. And then a lot of people do know because I was young. I had a body. Fuck it. I like being naked. Clothes piss me off. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
If I hadn't met my husband so young.
I was 17 the first marriage, but your husband's nice. He seems nice.
He's a good one. He's one worth. He's one worth keeping my clothes on for around other people.
Right. Once you get them potty trained, they become quite valuable.
He's worth it. So
he does seem sweet. Haven't met him. I can't remember.
I don't know if you've met him in person yet.
I don't think I did.
I don't think you have.
No. I just stalkered your profile on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I think I caught pictures of him that way, and I read pictures, so I guess I feel like I met him.
Yeah, he's very, very much. He's very much in this realm. He very much is like all earth, but he has got some.
I never do the heart. There you go, Lena.
Little heart.
I never do the fucking finger heart shit. It's so fucking retarded. It's cute. Well, it's too cute. It's just way too cute. I'm too old for that shit.
Too cutesy for you.
Yeah, I never did that. I never did do that shit. I never sure how to handle that over that uber. Bleh. At the same point, a little bit is necessary. I'm not retarded. I don't want no affections or anything.
No,
I know. I just
you have a sweetness amount tolerance.
I have diabetes for this, and if I get too sweet, my blood sugar level goes too high.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of counter it with some insulting comments that I probably should shut up. But it's not like in a snippy bad way. It's like a joke.
Yeah.
But it can be snippy, but people will actually understand. And if they don't, I'll explain it to the point where they wish I would shut up about how you probably took it here, but it's how I meant it. And then, and this is to the point where people are like, I understand. And they just laugh to begin with so they don't go through my explanations again, I'm sure.
Right.
But no one ever misunderstands how I fucking feel about things. And if I think they do, I'm going to keep telling you about it in many different angles and paths and wordings until you go, hey, understand now.
I get it.
Yeah, or please shut up. Yeah, I haven't had too many of those. I usually just with them because I can hear in their brain, they're like, okay, I understand now. Can you please not? I'll be like, yeah, you're probably sick of hearing that. I'm going to stop that now. I caught you. I heard you. Sometimes I say I heard you. But
I know that part. Hearing people these days.
You hear random shit in people's little fucking brains. You can't get mad at them.
The thing that gets me, I love this one. This one makes me laugh so much, is when I'm walking throughout the store and I can hear somebody say in their heads that they want to look at me, but they don't want me to see that I'm looking at them. And so I'll wait until I have gotten to a point to where they think that I will not see them anymore, and then I turn around the moment that they're looking at me.
with the shitting grin on your face.
I do.
Yep.
And I just kind of be like, you don't have to hide to look at me. You can just look at me.
Yeah, I think my newest one is, it's all good. I'm cute and I know it. And the makeup is definitely something to get your attention, so I'm fine. And then they start following me from aisle to aisle, and I'm like, all right, now it's obsessive. You've hit aisle 4.
Yeah, be respectful. Be respectful.
I think that we need to part ways before I claim you're a stalker. I usually say it some sort of joking capacity because I understand it. Little kids, man, they'll leave their parents and come around me. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, the kids.
File or something stupid. I'm like, kid, go home.
Yeah.
Where's your mom?
Yep.
You know. Or I'll just look at the kids and they'll be like, oh, you want to babysit? No. Because the kids get quiet.
I love the kids that do that. Or the kids that will be like, Mom, look at that lady. Look at that lady. Yeah. She's cool. Like, I always love that.
Usually little girls, I'll hear them whisper, Mom, I like her makeup. It's really pretty. And they whisper that loud. I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you. I heard you. I don't know what that was.
I love kids, man.
They're so cute. At least they're honest. I don't have to worry about nothing. Except for them bratty. There are some bratty ones. You're just like,
right, there's some gnarly ones out there.
I'm going to blow dart you with a Benadryl laced blow dart.
You're
a brat. I've told you're a brat. And they'd be like, I had one of them, I've had a few of them say cuss words at me. One stood out really well. Yeah, kid looked at me and goes, fuck you. I said, hell no, I'm not a pedophile. Get away from me. He's like, the fuck was that? It was, yeah. What, I think 9, where they're experimenting with.
I was going to say, how old was he? He didn't know. He used that word like an adult, and he got a response like an adult, and he was like, what?
I'm like, you're a kid. How the fuck? Now get the fuck away from me. What is it? Now they got maps, minor attracted persons.
That's not a real thing. Don't fucking feed into that bullshit. It is not. It is not a real thing. It is not a real thing. Do not give it that name. Do not fucking even entertain it. Don't even entertain it.
It seems to me that it is something to soften the reality of what's happening. We don't need conditions. We've already been conditioned way beyond what we should be. We're way conditioned to take people's shit, make it our own shit, become guilty about some shit you don't even know you're guilty about until someone like, say, me calls you out on it. And it feels like you're radiating guilt. What you guilty of on this? How is this your guilt? Why are you hanging that guilt there? Hi, honey.
Yeah. It's definitely my honey.
He tries to be all sneaky, but you guys need to oil your creaky little hinges.
Oh, I know. All of our doors squeak.
He's sleeping in during the podcast without getting called out. He's going to have to put oil in the hinges.
A little bit of oil. I know. He was sleeping. He went to bed early. And
you should put earplugs in his ears while he's asleep.
I have my...
Well, I'm talking about the squishy ones. Because if you can get him in his
ear... he can't hear shit.
Well, if you get him in his ear
most of the time.
He gets up. When he does wake up, if they don't fall out, he'll think he's gone deaf. It'll be fun.
He already can't hear anything.
Right, I know. We just take a step further. We can prank. There's no harm in foul. Hold him out. Everything's fine. Okay, I am ornery as fuck. We used to... I don't remember who it was, but a whole bunch of pranking. It was like a constant on and off pranking thing all the time. But it wasn't so much that you just want to sit in the corner and cry and don't want to move. Yeah, because some of these pranks I see people pulling on, fuck.
They're not pranks. They're like...
They're cruel fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
And then the other ones are posturing, where they fluff themselves up. Here, I'm going to videotape myself giving you $500 because you're a good person.
Yeah, these illusions.
Your own dick. That's a form of narcissism, by the way. To create a scenario. Okay, you know how they have Munchausen by proxy? It would be kind of like that. You're creating yourself into the knight in shining armor by proxy. Hi, honey.
Well, I was also listening to something that was talking about how the brain does not differentiate between.
I don't know it.
I know. I managed to say it that last time. I'm not going to attempt it again.
Differentiator.
There you go. It doesn't decide between circumstances that are real and circumstances that are fake in the brain. And so your brain reacts the same way chemically to a made up or a pretend situation as it would to a real situation. So even if
it's been broadcast the right way with
with the right emotions, the right feelings.
I know they don't let you say algorithm-wise grooming, but grooming. Kiss my grooming. Yeah, it's got an algorithm that I don't give a fuck. You know where my page is?
Yeah.
We all fine. Yeah. I don't need to advertise about myself. I don't want nothing from this. I just want the podcast up where people can find them and get to them because I will foul this up. So YouTube has been my place to put them so people can find them.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'll never monetize because suck it. I don't need
I
don't need that headache. I don't need that hassle for a few pennies. I'm not an elephant. I don't work for peanuts.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. I like all kinds of nuts and not just particularly the peanuts.
Not just peanuts.
Not just peanuts. No. Peanuts, not peanuts. Peanuts.
No.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's been happening. I've been watching it develop since I was little. This way we're going towards. Mm-hmm. But in the last fucking 4 years since what's his face, that one dark-skinned president,
Obama.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say his name.
No, I didn't know why you
can't talk about it now. I'm paranoid. If I ever did screw you, they killed me. Okay. Shutting them out. This all started because I was talking about South Carolina, by the way. We'll finish this and go there. I remember. Now my brain pills are kicking again.
South Carolina. Speaking of, I need to come get more pills from you soon.
Absolutely. I've got, you're probably getting low on the anti-inflammatory ones.
Yeah, dude. And I think I just took my last of them. Those were fucking...
De Primo? Good.
Yeah. I started taking, I was religiously taking all of them, and it makes such a difference. It really does.
I know it's a lot of pills, but I don't, and I'm doing a real fucking goddamn good job. I'm not saying it to fluff my shit, but I'm doing I know what I'm doing. I got no false modesty, and I got no fake bravado. It is what it is. I know what it is. That's because I made it. I know
it's great stuff.
And it's awesome. And yeah, I'm probably less of a dying breed who's proud of their work, and I always want to make it better and better and better.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Don't charge near and not even close.
It's so fucking hard, dude. Like, your shit is worth more. It's worth so much more, but people need your stuff.
Yeah, that's why it's so cheap.
Like, people need your stuff, and that's the thing. Is it's like, it's so hard to sit in this area of like having this knowledge, having this ability, having these things, and like knowing how they help people. But you also need the you need the compensation. You do need the recognition in some area because it is labor and energy you're putting out.
I don't actually care about the recognition, not in the false bravado or anything, because it's really not even. I need it in the aspects of getting it out there because it's a word of mouth thing.
Exactly.
I'm never going to market this because I don't want to die like that.
No.
So, I wouldn't normally even talk about it this much. Like, but I know what I'm doing. And I have the samples, and the samples are pretty good size. If anyone wants to try them and come around, I have anything for anything. And if I don't have it yet, it's in the works. I mean, anything. I'm working on one for ticks and...
Oh, that'd be cool.
Epilepsy, palsy, shit like that. The anti-inflammatories is a new one. Let's see what else I got. I got stuff for the hair, skin, nails, and bones. That's what I treated myself with.
Do you have a heavy metal detox yet?
Straight charcoal, baby. Activated charcoal.
Just do straight charcoal?
Yeah, I think we talked about this, or was I talking to somebody else? It's hard to say because I force my information on people. But it's good. It's good. And then I know I do it. I'm very pushy with it. But if I'm not pushy, I can't bust through the programming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have to be pushy with it. and pushy because I know what I can do. I know what it will do for you. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that information is not something, majority of it, the base of it, isn't from me. It's something where I'm accessing, I'm gonna venture guess it's the Akashic record,
Mm-hmm.
like stuck in the herbal section. Because
Yeah, right.
I envision a giant library type thing, and I envision, herbology and anything to do with herbs. And then for the moment, because I need it, it's imperative I do this right now. But for the moment, my witchy spell stuff, my learning for that to expand it has taken a semi
Yeah.
backseat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, the health thing needs to addressed immediately, and I mean
Yeah.
immediate.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible what's happening. It's terrible what is trying to be pushed on people. I'm not gonna say
Mm-hmm.
too much, but you kind of get the drift.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it is,
100%.
my opinion on it is if it's a synthetic item going into an organic body, there will be side effects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Period. And it should make what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say clear without getting me
Yeah.
algorithm. I don't want to be pinned down and whatever. Suffice it to say, word of mouth. If you know my stuff's good, tell a friend who may need it. They can come by and get a sample. It's a thing. If you want to order something, I send samples with the orders. If something anybody ever wants to order, you can private message me on anywhere you can
Mm-hmm.
figure out to private message me. It may take me a minute to answer. Don't get huffy and puffy. I am stupid
Mm-hmm.
busy. I am spread fucking thin. I'm spread so thin
Mm-hmm.
you can't even taste me if you put me on toast. That was actually good. I like that. Some of the shit just comes out of my mouth like, okay. I
Don't
didn't
you
even know.
love it?
Exactly. She was saying this about your squeaky doors.
No need
It's
to oil. That's home protection.
oh, I forgot you're looking
So
on your phone.
Cammy came over. So she's been my buddy since we worked at Pet Zoo together back when I was 20, 19, 20 years old.
Years ago.
And yeah, she came over to my house for my birthday this weekend. We had our first little like get together, and we decided that we're gonna try and do like a at least a monthly. Try and do a monthly. Where we do some witchy stuff together. Like, so for my birthday, you'll love this. I really wanted to do like vision boards for my birthday, but I was like, I just don't have the time or the energy to collect all the shit that I need for a vision board, and to do it as like an activity.
You don't
And
have to do it to me.
I know I don't have to, but I wanted to do it as like a fun like activity. Like it was something that I wanted to do.
You don't have to explain that to me. I understand.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
So
I mean, that's spell work right there. That's
yeah, exactly.
manifesting something because you put energy into
Yeah.
it that you're aiming for. To make a collage type board of it is putting a lot of energy into your request, making
Right?
visual aid. It's like having a what's that where they had the PowerPoint. That's it. It's like that pointer
Yeah.
button with the PowerPoint. It's like having your own little PowerPoint for your spell.
Yeah.
So
So I am gonna do that. I'll
yeah,
totally
if you
do
want,
it.
really take the time if you can. I
Yeah.
kind of what happens. I have a collage of post-it notes. This is where recipes are. These are little quotes.
Yeah.
Because if I don't write them down, they're gone like the wind.
Hmm.
They used,
Exactly.
they used to be gone before I could find the paper and pen, man. But I
Well,
made my brown those. How did I give you the brain stuff?
you did. You
Yeah, how's that
did.
go?
It's been great. I absolutely love it.
Nice.
I like
Because
the brain stuff. I've noticed difference with the eye stuff too. The vision quest. The eye
yeah,
stuff's been helpful as
it
well.
will help with the nearsightedness and it does a little bit help with the nearsightedness. I'm nearsighted, so when I remembered it, I'm terrible. I'm hypocritical. It's just because I'm too. There is no just. I forget, or I'll do it later becomes I didn't get it done
Right.
because I'm
Right.
trying to get out here to get as many things done as I can. Because I mean, seriously, there's probably about 15,000 pills that are made and leave here monthly.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy.
Catching it, yeah. And anytime anybody hears some of my archetypes, the ones that come in and help me save the day, and then they just
Yeah.
go poof. Some of them go poof and go "Meh," and hate me for what I don't know why because I am day in and day out, pretty much the same. Not in a boring capacity, but unpredictable. I will say things in this area, but I won't take them over here too far. Da 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 da. And then to know this, get along with me for say 2 years or something, and help me save the shop. The shop. It's always the shop. The shop has to continue. See, this is a good archetype, but it sometimes comes with a hurtful ending because they'll just get mad, and then some of them just semi go poof, and just kind of fade off.
Yeah.
But they helped me, and I could never repay them. And well, I could repay them. I did repay them. I repaid them quite plenty. But I will always be grateful, no matter how it ended. I'm grateful. I have gratitude for it because it did. It kept Witchwood going. Witchwood must stay going. It must. It can't stop. And I've always tried to find somebody who. It could, okay, it wouldn't be just a single person because not a brag, but no one would have the work ethics or the devotion to this to the level that I go to. And
it needs to be a collective.
It has to be 3 or more fuckers, and they have to get along. And it's going to have to be one that's the decision maker, because I don't want to say in charge because that's not true. The decision maker is level-headed and fair enough to take the collective's information and have to say based off the information you're listening to them, and not just having their own personal agenda kind of thing. So I don't have time for that. It's not what the shop's made. It's not what it's made about. It's not anything about this. And so it has to be somebody really spectacular to be the ringleader. Ringmaster. I always call myself the ringmaster. It's my circus.
They're absolutely. Those are my monkeys.
Right. But they're my happy monkeys for the most part.
They are.
Every once in a while, though, you got to have one monkey who goes double spy, double agent, or whatever, or flip shit, or randomly. He's like, "Well, that was blindsiding. Thanks. I'm sad to see you, but you're gonna behave like that. I don't care." It's but the archetype thing. Was a good one, but that one's more of a. I'm not sure how good all the time that one is, because to have someone tell you that to try to gaslight you, I guess. I don't know if it's gaslight. Tell you you're who is always the problem, who they're always bringing up, and then all of a sudden when they want to be done with you, you're just like, my mother, you're evil. And I'm like, but that was the way I say hi every day for the last 2 years or some shit like that,
Right.
Well, okay, the last one was over resin.
Like actual resin art?
Yeah, the art resin stuff. I was buying all the product, and the person was doing the work, and we would split the profits of what they would make 50-50, and I would give them ideas of what I was thinking. But I need somebody to do the work because I didn't have enough time. I was, what do you call it? I was delegating.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because an order of resin came, and I mentioned that the resin was here, and then Kira and I were talking to the person, and we both had suggestions about possibly the project. But we had listened to them for like an hour and a half about whatever it was they wanted to talk about, and it became I interrupted. I was rude, just like her mother, some other shit. I'm paraphrasing because I ain't taking it and putting it in the right order. Basically, I was just like their mother because I was evil, or she was evil, and I may be putting it whichever way wrong, so I'm going to leave it open, but I think she said I was evil, just like her mother. I believe that was it. And, but her mother was something she always was bitchy about. And I get it. People are always, you're hurt by something, you stay resentful. But when that shapes who you are, you become the person who made that happen, that traumatic event. You become like the person that did it.
Yeah.
So you're walking in their shoes. If you bring past pain to your future, that's your fault. You did that. Because and you have to work through it to leave it behind. But if you don't work through it, you can't leave it behind. So you're holding on to it. But every time you get to a new scenario or a new situation, you're bringing your personal perspective to it. And as you evolve, or whichever way you go, as you go on with life, your perspective changes. So every time you bring that past pain to the present future, you bring it with your new perspective of how it was. It's like playing a game of telephone with yourself. You can't remember, but you play telephone, and by the time you hear it, it is so not even close, or it's just a scrap of the truth based off of something, and the rest of it, it transitioned the whole way, literally from mouth to ear. All right, mouth to mouth wouldn't be it. That's a different game.
Entirely.
Exactly. I only played 7 minutes or 7 minutes. It was 7 minutes? Yeah, 7 minutes.
I don't know. I was homeschooled and religious. I was not left alone with people.
Okay, I knew of these things. I knew of these things. My mom, Jesus Christ, she found a reason to ground me or make me write paragraphs or most any chance she could get.
My parents are very fortunate and lucky that I behaved the way that I did growing up.
I was a good girl to a degree. When I did do anything, I was very sneaky and didn't get caught. But every time I did it, didn't get caught. I found it so disappointing. It was not what I built it up to my mind to be. Like my first sexual encounter. Jesus Christ. That was so sad.
Your first sexual encounter, is that what you said?
Yeah, my first sexual encounter. 2 years. Yeah. 2.5 years was spent trying to coerce me by one of my neighbors. And to just give him a run at it, because he literally was around the corner. I was like an easy piece of ass. Well, I wasn't easy. I'm sorry. I was a very, very hard to catch piece of ass. Men are hunters, so chase is the game.
Yep.
Once they corner it, you never know. I don't know.
You never quite know what's gonna happen, I guess.
You don't. Every once in a while, because I have an energy about me that is very I think my energy can be confusing, especially to me and myself at that time. But everyone was always sexually attracted to me. I don't mean this in a cocky way. I'm just meaning like awkwardness.
It can get very awkward. There's a lot of times when you don't want people to be sexually attracted to you.
But they can't. There's a chemical.
But they can't help it sometimes.
They can't. It becomes obsessive. I've had 4.
Like a pheromone.
Stalkers. Yeah, I definitely give off that loving feeling. I've had to damn for it over the years. But I did it to myself to a degree too. Not only am I Scorpio and sexual and blah, 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 but same point, I spelled myself because my mom was cruel.
Love.
And my dad was, well, he was MIA, even though his body was there. He just would, for the most part, until he couldn't take anymore, he would be oblivious. And he could hold out for a while before he finally snapped his shit. And it's usually whenever my mom manipulated him into doing something that was not something he would normally do on his own accord. She would spin a tail to get him to spank me with a belt. Right, because she'd be mad at me because sometimes it would be me mouthing off because I have this mouth, but it wasn't like I never mouthed off in the aspect of being disrespectful, just sarcastically questioning and hitting a nerve.
Yeah.
I would go for the jugular when I'm angry. I'm going to lash out with something I know about you that you don't know I know.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Now I'm much more cold and semi-sadistic about it. If they make me play, I get to play. And okay, I'm going to stretch those muscles then. If you don't give me, I don't want to. I really would rather have a good time, enjoy people, have good people hanging around me, and just have a really good time with people. Help people fix things that they want help with. Help them fix it if I know how. If I don't know how, give me a minute and I'll fucking figure something out. As long as they're willing to, give me feedback, we'll figure it out. Like you and your hyperextension things. What the fuck ever.
Hyperextending.
Hyperextending. Okay, yeah. Her joints are all hyperextending. They overstretch and they can be quite painful. And when she described it to me, I worked on stuff till it helped fit her needs, and I'm still working on it because I knew I got something better. It's just not
Dude,
out of my head.
but your pain stuff has been reaching like different levels as far
Mm-hmm.
as, you have the nerve pain pill, which really centers, like, for me personally, that's where a lot of my pain sits, is in my nerve and
Well,
my
I think that
muscles.
there's a whole lot of nerve damage.
There
This
is.
is a personal opinion, just a personal opinion, but nerves and nerve endings and different weird nerve issues are more prominent than I've ever seen in my life. Take that for what you will.
Mhm.
Say, I don't believe that this is happening by accident.
Mhm. Mhm.
There we go. That's the
Yeah.
nicest indirect way to put that. Yeah, I don't believe it's an incident of accidents. It is
Mhm.
very much a cultivated event.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I do what I can do to figure out how to make better stuff. And I
Well, what if
incorporate all over the world with my list of herbs.
there's there's a couple of elements that I've been curious about with EDS and some of the hypermobile and like comorbidities that come along with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And a lot of them are related to, nervous system. They also connect back to, if you uh, listen into some of the information about some heavy hitting antibiotics, um,
No.
they fuck up your ligaments. And they talk about how, if you have any type of, ligament or, disorder in that way, that you should not have certain types of antibiotics. And,
There's
they,
types of antibiotics that you should. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, baby. I am hearing. There's four
no,
antibiotics that cover the different things from like a skin infection to like inside infection, and there's different
okay,
types, four different zones of infection, and
okay,
then so four major types that are older, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to trigger a thing, but search the
yeah,
four antibiotics that are needed for survival. Like if
hmm,
you're to hoard antibiotics, it's these four, and look
okay,
what they write it down because like one of them is great for skin infection, another one
okay,
would be good for like um,
respiratory bacteria,
yeah, respiratory one. There would be one that would be for like sinus type thing.
okay,
The muscular skin, not skin, but yeah, the blood. There's a blood infections. There's different
hmm,
things. I learned all this because of Les. His thing is a
right,
bone infection. So I'm going for. I'm trying to bone. I'm doing a bone cleanse on him, but that also means a blood cleanse because that
hmm,
infection would be his bone, and
be
it
in the
has
blood
to
as well.
blood,
Yeah, okay,
and it carries it throughout the body. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Because if his bone infection goes too much, too far, it'll hit that blood section.
bloodstream, okay,
The blood. My words, man.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
bear with me. Things, but it would be in the blood. So a blood cleanser is necessary as well as, and I have that with the achy breaky heart
hmm,
supplement. Yeah, it does a blood cleanse. It helps your white blood cells. It helps repair the heart and the circulatory system. It does
okay,
all
okay,
associated with your bloodstream. Anything to do with your bloodstream, I have put it in there in a capacity that doesn't have side effects from anything I'm aware of, and I check on multiple sources, and it's just really good. It's good for your heart. It's good for your heart. If you have a problem, it's good for your heart. If you just take one a day, take one a week, take one 2 times a week. I don't know. If you don't have any major heart issues and you don't want one, ounce of prevention
yeah,
is worth a pound of cure. You will
oof,
spend less time and energy to prevent a thing as opposed to try to get rid of a thing that has been settled in because people don't come find me until they're exhausted with their resources. And then they're like, hey, I'm like, really?
it's
If you
true,
come to me as soon as you knew, because I can't do the big testing. But I have my ideas and sometimes I can tell people it seems to be here. You have something here. Go get tested with this. I can feel it here. And then if they do, it'll end up being there, and then I can have more info about what it is. I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning at a rapid rate, and I don't even know half of what's up. If you describe to me the thing, I can help you. Describe what it does. Describe the symptoms. Describe what they said it is. You may have to, and I know I sound stupid when I look at people and I say, explain what that is. And when they do that, I can see things.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I can feel it a lot of the time. Like, I can feel it in my body.
He does too. He will sit there, and if there is something majorly wrong with someone and I'm talking to him and he happens to be out there, he will take his nose and he will where it needs to go. If he keeps doing it, and he'll look at me, he'll let a small weed. And that weed I listen to, that one don't bug me. That one's like, yeah. And usually I've already caught on, but he's telling me too. I was like, yeah, I know. I saw it too. You know, and the people are looking at me going, what'd you see? What'd the dog see? What's happening?
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a thing and a thing and a thing, you know? But I can help you. Here's a sample. And let's see what happens. And go get tested. What they say it is. And if it doesn't fit the bill, or if they're not sure about what they're doing, these doctors, they're not guaranteed employment when you go see them. People, and I hate saying that, it sounds stupid. People need to remember, people need to remember. No, people need to remember that when you go see a doctor, you're interviewing them. You're their employer. Because if you don't go see them, they don't get no money. That means that they are working for you. So that means insurance money. That means all kind. You know, if the money's coming from you being there, then you're their employer.
Yep, absolutely.
They have a job. It's like somebody coming in for a job and applying, going, "Hey, when do I fucking start? Here's what you do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clock in at this time." You're going to look at them and go, "Suck it, go home. You blew that." You know. Yep. So doctors, same thing. They can stick that cocky bullshit up their asshole for all I give a fuck. Because you don't work for me unless I say so. Yeah, I'm not going to have you bully me. That's medical fucking bullying. And it's been done repeatedly. Like this whole fucking thing, swooping in, giving people COVID tests. That's the word. Oh my God, it triggered the algorithm. Anyway,
uh-oh.
Here come the men in SUVs. They're men in black. They're going to flash me, and then I'm going to forget where it's at.
Fuck, the men in black aren't the ones I'm afraid of at this point.
I'm not afraid of anything, but I definitely don't want to incite the notice of certain entities in the ever enslaving areas. Yeah,
for sure.
I learned to speak cryptic early on. Oh my God! But yeah, anywho, this all started because of South Carolina.
Yeah, we weren't.
I don't even talk about South Carolina at the moment. We'll have to continue that
conversation.
South Carolina. But I will give a quickie though. I was arrested and detained, and my son was arrested and detained into juvie, and my ex-husband, at the time husband, he got detained, but they released me in exchange for him. It was a prisoner exchange to keep me stuck, you know, so I wouldn't run. So they continued to do what they were doing because they couldn't find anything to sting. They just kept coming up out of the woodwork with some shit. I breached a peace in my own garage. That's where I started with that thing. I breached a peace in my own garage because I raised my voice loud enough to be heard over his rambling before he shot me with my own gun.
Wow.
A motherfucker could not unload the goddamn gun. I said, "Do you need help?" Because he was pointing at everybody. It's Berwin! What's up, Berwin? See. Okay, hang on. Okay, start with this one because we got 3 of them. I wasn't ignoring you guys, but I was on a roll.
We got people still awake? Holy shit.
And Lena gave her friend the herbal Xanax. She decided to try it. Yes, if she uses it and remembers it, you have to keep reminding her most likely because people like to suffer for whatever fucking reason. They're conditioned to like it. So they have to be reminded. Sometimes they have to be manipulated into consuming so that they can feel better because they don't think they deserve it. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed over the course of time of running the shop and doing the things I do. They're like, I don't know. And I was like, why? Are you addicted to being in pain? The fuck? Do you want to feel better? Because I promise it has no side effects. It won't hurt you to try it if you actually try it. But and I'm like, okay, well, you come see me when you feel like feeling better. I don't have time to be wasted. And I don't have time to be wasted. Don't make me beg you to feel better. Get your head out of your ass. Who's these next? More worried about the sheep than the I would be too. Them poor little things. I know what happens to them, and the fences, and the farmers, and yeah, you know why they sheep? Not all sheep farmers. I don't want anybody to come here and kill me. Okay, this is things I heard when I was younger. Why they would wear boots that had really large openings at the top, the sheep farmers, because if they put them up against an electric fence, like towards it, and they put their back feet into the tops of their boots, yeah, they did nasty things to the sheep that way because the sheep felt like female.
Oh my god, Rhonda!
Oh, people tell me some stuff. I tell you, and I can't help it. Repeat it. Shape, size, or form, and my imagination, or not my imagination, my accumulation of knowledge isn't just for functional whatever else. I accumulate humor or some really sick shit that just makes me chuckle because wow. And I have a really good sense of humor, and I don't really care if anyone's offended because nobody told you to hang out with me.
Exactly.
Like what you see, why are you still here? That's here with an E-R-E.
Oh my goodness. I think my body is ready for a massage and some Reiki soon here.
I can massage you, and I don't know if what I do is Reiki necessarily, but it feels better.
I know you. Honestly,
my salve. I have a really awesome salve. It's the best salve ever, and I'm not saying it just to brag. It really is the best salve ever I've ever seen come across.
No, it's great. It's great
it does
stuff.
Everything. I've had people who have been during the fires that was out here. I think it was the Sockeye. No, was it Sockeyes?
Sockeye fire. It was. You're thinking correctly. The Sockeye fire.
The last big one.
There was another one. There was the Sockeye, and then there was another one. I forget what that one was.
I think the Sockeye fire was the one when I was up in like right past Willow.
That was 2014. Yeah, Sockeye was like 2014.
Yeah, because that one was at the first location when I was married to the dumbass. And then the next one, there was another fire because Hobbit, a friend of mine, and it was a firefighter at the time. So and then everybody would go by because the shop was on the main drag, so everybody would stop in there, and I would send pain oil and salve because the salve does burns, and it's for pain. It's got pain in it. It does cuts. I'm talking deep wounds, all diabetic ulcers, hemorrhoids, eczema, psoriasis, a zit, anything that happened to your skin. And anyway, the spiders were coming out of the woods and stuff, running from the fire, and of course they're panicking, and they would get bit every so often. Yes, antibiotics because I didn't have the supplements at the time. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to test that. I would say regular antibiotics, at least something like It's CEPH something. It's one antibiotic that is like it's for skin.
Cephalexin.
Cephalexin, that's the one. It is for skin infections, and it's old school. It's been around longer. If you were to listen to one thing from me, if it's a skin infection, go for the cephalexin, something shit like that.
Okay.
It's also in the pet stores for, I think it's called Fish Forte, FORTE.
There are fish antibiotics that you can get.
That is the same thing. If you look at the ingredients, it's the same thing.
Yeah, you just have to look at each individual fish antibiotic, and there are a few different. It's the same. Molecular.
You can look it up online. You can look it up online, get that information. Maybe there's multiple search engines, and it doesn't necessarily have to start with a G. I recommend if you want to get something a little more informative, you outsource. But that's just me. And
books are wonderful.
Books are amazing, but they're not always up to date, and they're not ever complete. This is why we have cases full of books. I got books in boxes. I got books everywhere, and I can't read because I haven't got time to read. I do this weird oracle.
I love my books.
I love my books. I will sit and sniff them bitches all day and try and read a bitch, but I never get a chance to read none of them motherfuckers.
I know. I don't either.
And before you do wander off because you're starting to fade out, we'll talk about the salts.
I'm super baked over here. I'm like chilling, baked.
Okay,
Yeah.
you were waiting on me before because I
I'm
want to
t-
talk about. We'll talk
I
about
am
the salt.
tired too, but I want to talk about the salts too. So let's talk about them.
Okay. I was looking through one of my books. Oh shit! I'm hitting buttons now. Give me a moment. I never did go to the bathroom. Oh my god.
We're an hour and a half in.
I haven't died yet, so yeah. I was going to write down something and it's gone. That's what the whole paper and the fucking pen was about. And then I started tangenting. This is yeah. I think I'm high with you. I only hit a little bit of weed.
Probably. I've been sitting over here smoking my Blue Lotus and some cannabis and
let's see. Okay, this right here when he's talking about the spider bites, the ticks, spider bites, infections like this. A quickie is obviously not complete, but it would be the best thing if I was to give you a single thing. It would be oregano oil. Oregano oil, man. Colloidal silver. Somebody else said colloidal silver. You can. What I did with a lot of stuff is I would clean it, peroxide, rubbing alcohol, whatever you can handle, and then rinse it with colloidal silver water because I make it too now. I got to make a whole bunch of it. Yeah, I drink that shit. It's just I have a drink of that. I don't hardly get. Where'd you go? Brooke left us. She's high. Anyway, so okay, back to this until she gets back. Here she is.
Sorry, I had to do it once.
As I said, there was not one calamity of the thing. I just kept talking. It's like, fuck it. Brooke left us. Okay,
I was checking the chat.
What did you do? You checked the chat?
I checked the chat, and instead of hitting the exit button, I hit my back button, and it just hits me completely out of the screen. So,
because I think that the chat thingy turns it into like a drop-down type-ish.
Yep.
But I know it might actually be IT, because that fucker would teach me 20 extra steps than what it really needed so that he could remain in charge, because I have an attention span of a rabid squirrel before my brain supplements and blacks. Yeah. It's part of keeping himself invaluable. It's a typical thing that people do when they're insecure and they're afraid you might learn more than they can. Yeah.
Ooh, let's not get on that tangent.
Oh my God, no, I should not do that. But anyway, back to the thingy. Oregano oil. After you clean it, use colloidal silver, water, and you can use a little bit of that on there. If you got enough of it and you make it, if you make it yourself, you can use the colloidal to wash it. That would be your best option if you can. And then straight oregano oil and put it straight on there. If it burns, mix it with we'll say coconut oil. I believe it's unfractionated. The one that's liquid. Yeah. The one that's not liquid, it's harder to work with. Because you got to get it oil in it of some sort. Excuse me. Of some sort to keep it into a liquid form, because if it gets too chill, it'll solidify, which is useless, because then you got to melt it, and nobody's going to do that. They're going to put it in the microwave, which will nuke out all the nutrients, ingredients that are being helpful in healing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, coconut is also a pain reliever in itself. So oregano oil and a coconut oil would be a mixture. I would do maybe lavender. Let me think. Comfrey oil. COMFREY. Comfrey oil. I'm trying to think. Let me think. There's so many different things. Rosehip oil. But these are things. Arnica oil would be good for the pain. I think arnica is also decent for infection too. Thinking anyway, coconut oil. If you're gonna mix in anything that you need any kind of pain relief, massage oils, etc., use your unfractionated coconut oil liquid to mix your blends in. Sweet almonds a little thicker, but if you want it to soak into their skin, you would do that. I like to, when I do the massage oils, I'll do the coconut because of the pain relief and because the oils blend with it really well, and it's light, but then you can control it and add some of the more thickening oils, say like avocado or jojoba. You can add a little bit more in there to keep it with, so it'll stay surface more, because if you're going to massage, you don't need it to be soaked in too quick, so you want to keep it into a more of an oily base, but you want it something that will gradually seep into the skin and not remain nasty. People hate being sticky. I do. I hate, like, It's like putting your clothes on when you're still wet. Who does that? Why do you do that? That's terrible. And the clothes are sticking. No. It might be OCD, but I don't care. No, it's not acceptable. I chase Les around. I'm like, oh my God, your back's not dry. Don't put your shirt on. He's like, what? Shut up. Let me do my thing. I'm smothering you. Deal with it. I think I'm creating a spoiled brat, though. Not too bad, but just enough. Every once in a while when I'm really frustrated, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll get your lemonade. Set everything down. I was about to step out the door. And you could have said something, I don't know, 10 minutes ago when you were talking to me. Just like the kumquat. Kumquat's his mother. Yeah, I thought about putting up a Facebook page, Bonnie's Bunglings, and just broadcast it live for everybody to see.
Oh my goodness.
It would be hilarious. And then
it would be crazy.
Somebody would be like, hey.
Unhinged.
The whole fucking state sees you. You haven't been hidden. Everyone's watching. Now you're yawning. She's yawning, you guys. Okay,
sorry.
Back to the. I said for fun.
I have a really, really bad sciatic pain in my leg, so I'm trying to move it out.
Why don't you rub some pain oil on it?
I should. I can't. I misplaced my pain oil.
Well, you should say something and get some.
I was gonna say it was probably one of your gremlins that was like, "Get your ass over here."
It very probably could have been. I'd be like, "Yeah, she needs to visit soon. She needs to come in and play." She comes in. And I let her run amok in my shop. I let her play with my shit because it's interesting to watch somebody else work. And her brain.
It's so fun.
It's stimulating, and she gets this giggly weird face on, and she just smiles like a motherfucker. Not that she don't anyway, but she'll smile like a motherfucker. And she's just like prances through all my herbs. It's like watching your favorite movie, some play.
It's exactly it. I get to play. I go in and I get to play, and it's just so much fun. It's so fun to be in a space that has been crafted.
I need the help, and your level of energy and stuff like this is very comparative to mine. But it's another angle, and I think it's beautiful to watch you work.
Thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's really, really fun.
Being told to dust everything, and if she does good, she'll get a lollipop.
I was gonna say, I always get treats whenever I come over to your place too. So there's always incentives. Whether the treats are hugs and some weed and some oils. Yeah,
with just a hug.
I never leave empty-handed. I'm always taken care of. Like, I get to go in and, do magic and play and help in ways that, I don't always get to.
It also inspires me to do other things. Because, I'm pretty good at being a procrastinator. I'm a productive procrastinator, but I'm still
Me really too.
Procrastinator.
Yeah, I'm going to adopt that saying, a proactive procrastinator, because, absolutely. That's totally what I do.
I never did find my weed pen. God damn. Oh, I'm dribbling. Jesus fucking Becky's.
You never found your weed pen?
No. I also didn't get up. I still got half a joint. I don't know. Stop dripping on me.
Mm-hmm. I am just digging this. I got some flour that's really nice, and it's just mellow and tasty. And
you're gonna start doing this, you definitely gotta come and get some ADT. It's the powder. The powder does that. It can be a incense that you burn.
Okay.
I don't know how. It smells okay. It's not bad either. So it smells decent. It smells pretty good, I think. But it can also be brewed like a tea, so that you can have a spray. And it can also be added to. I recommend homemade talc. Don't get none of this commercial bullshit. The talc is easy. I'll give you all the recipe. Here you go. Arrowroot powder, cornstarch. That's talc.
That's it.
Good. That's all you needed.
Okay, that's what I need to make.
If you want to color it, you can add in mica, natural mica.
Mm.
Color it whatever color associated with whatever you're doing with it, and then add it to your powders that you made from your herbs, and you now have made a powder. Get a coffee grinder, Don't use it for coffee though, because that gets really weird. It smells funny, and everything else smells like coffee. But you definitely want a coffee grinder where you grind the coffee, because you need coffee here in the spell word. Coffee is great for monies, energies, protection, even. It brings luck and prosperity. I forget what else it does. It can also be used to awaken creativity. Um, oh fuck, I'm missing something. It does clean your palate. Like if you're sniffing different herbs, or not herbs, but oils, and you start to smell the same oil, sniff some coffee beans.
Yeah.
It cleans the nose palate. Like ginger, like that candied ginger or whatever they pickled ginger, whatever it is they do at the Asian restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you clean your palate with in your mouth, your taste palate, in between whatever you're eating, so that you can taste it better. Because you know when you taste certain things, they get numbing.
Yeah, you get taste blind or nose blind.
Yeah. Coffee beans, and if it's food wise, it would be ginger, candied ginger or pickled ginger, whatever you want to use. I don't know, or you can just green tea is also another good one. Unsugared green tea helps clean the palate as well. It also green tea is good for everything. It disinfects. There's so many different things you can do with green tea. I recommend having large quantities of green tea bags. Like
really?
Yeah, absolutely. It will clean water from dysentery.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why they drink a lot of green tea.
Oh, okay. It's really good for you.
Dysentery out there is something that can happen with a regularity. Hence all the green tea, because the water, running through running a green tea bag or something like that through the water cleanses the water. It makes it drinkable. The green tea is drinkable. It keeps you from getting dysentery, and green tea is also good for, like, it's not just a be all and end all, but it also helps with weight loss. I believe it's good for it's good for energy a little bit, because it has a teeny bit of caffeine. People go cognate, think they can't have any caffeine. I believe that green tea is not enough of a significance that would set most people off on any kind of jittery anything. All things in moderation within, you know what I mean? All things can be done in moderation.
I think people are used to really extreme versions of caffeine too. You know, things like Monster and.
How is she supposed to get diabetes?
Yeah, I mean, and pumped with sugar.
Right, but heart problems, blood pressure problems, all kinds of shit. That stuff elevates you and creates a condition in which your body craves carbs. Body is supposed to run off of, I believe, meat. I mean fat.
Protein and fat. Yeah.
It runs off the fat. You want your body running off the fat in your body, but when you supply it with a fake, or not fake, but
an easily digestible.
Yeah, something that's so easily digestible, it creates a crash, so you need more. It's tactics. It's all tactics. Same thing about corn syrup. It stops your body stops your body from absorbing vitamin D. High fructose corn syrup, because it wasn't in our stuff before. It was never in our shit when I was young. It wasn't there. And then it became rabid.
I went to buy a bottle of ketchup today, and they had two options. One of them was a regular one, and the other one was the simple version. And the simple version was twice the price.
Yep.
And the only difference in it was that instead of it being made with corn syrup, it was made with real cane sugar. I was like, so you're telling me that it costs double for you to put sugar in it instead of cane syrup? Like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, it.
Of course, but it creates health issues.
Yeah.
If you create health issues, you can keep people sick. You get them on Western medicines. I mean, sometimes I know there's times where shit so far gone, you need the immediate results from the
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here's my suggestion: is you fucking do your goddamn research. It don't take more than 10 minutes. You spend more than 10 minutes on TikTok, so get real if you're gonna give me some lame ass excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours on watching aimless, mind-numbing bullshit. and tell me you don't have time, go fuck yourself.
Yep.
I don't watch I don't even have that TikTok thing on my phone for multiple reasons. I lost an hour of my time without even realizing it. Just looking, and it served no purpose. And then people were watching shit and they're getting aggravated because somebody posted a thing because they're an idiot because they're paid to do this thing to trigger these people. So these people are mad. Oh, okay. We went from black to trans to whatever the fuck it is that they're creating diversity in. Now we're working on Jews now. I'm like, wow, what would be next? Diversity, not diversity. I'm sorry, division. Get us fighting. Keep us fighting. If united you stand, man. Or divided you'll fall.
That's the thing. That's the thing, is that like there's such a division that's being put amongst us, and in reality, if we took a minute and stepped back, we would realize that all of us just want to fucking live our own lives, and we would be fine if we left each other alone to do our own thing. Like, find the people that you vibe with, find the people that you agree with, and spend time with them, and leave the people that you don't like the fuck alone. How hard is it?
Not everybody's crazy's mesh. Find your fucking crazy tribe.
Exactly. Like, that's my point. You don't have to hang out with me. Go find somebody else.
I don't have to have your opinion, nor do you need to have mine. You just need to respect my ability to have my opinion, and I will fight to the death for you to have yours.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. I want you to have yours. I don't want you to have the same opinion as me. I want you to have your own opinion.
Don't take yours and tip my canoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You worry about your canoe. Don't worry about my canoe. Keep your nose out of my house. It's clean. Yep. I don't need advice from you on that. Unsolicited. Anyway, if I ask you for advice, then by all means. If I haven't asked you for advice, I don't need your unsolicited advice, because I doubt highly that your ass and your house is so fucking pristine that you need to criticize my housekeeping.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear. I don't have to hear it. And if we quit caring what other people say, it won't matter. If somebody wants to be mad at me, well, good luck to you. Now, if I feel like my safety's threatened, I will do what I got to do to make sure that I'm fine. Because I'm walking. I'll be the one walking out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to hurt you unnecessarily, but if you make me, poke me, and whatever, and it comes down to you or mine, I'll defend myself. Don't get me wrong, but I can laugh off a whole lot more.
Yeah.
I also have some, I don't know. I have like a whatever it is that makes ducks the water beat off of them and roll off. My brain just froze. But you know what I'm talking about. It'll roll off my back like a duck's back. I don't care. But
water off a duck's back.
You might be more susceptible, more absorbing to outside energies. And so what was able to wind up with that person, because they don't have the same armor as I do.
Yep.
And I was this whole fucking thing where I was on the lam from the law, the cop thing. It was all because I was a witch. That's what I was gonna say. It was all because I was a witch. So I mean, I'll tell more things as I go, but it was all simply because I was a witch, and I opened my mouth and told the cop to put down his donut and do his job, and everything will quit. Because he was telling me to move, and I was like, "It's my house. I bought it. We own the house together." And these people are renting a house, and it was neighbors who found out I was a witch. I think I talked about it a little bit on one of the podcasts. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. All because I told I told him to put down his donut and do his job after he told me to move. I said, if you do this, it'll be all over. Yeah, that was the moment where it all started. Next thing I know, I'm arrested. And they almost killed me. Because, I have high blood pressure, like really high blood pressure. And they were denying me medical attention and everything. And all kinds of weird shit. We'll continue on that one later, but it was all because it's a witch. Literally. It's in paper. I have the paperwork. I have proof. I told you I have proof of things I say. I have proof of what I said. I have lots of proof. So much proof. And then the prosecutor, then instead of dropping it when this cop brought it to her, she told him, "This I'm relaying an encounter or someone who witnessed it. It's not my personal one, but that person heard the prosecutor tell him, the cop who brought this to her, to find something and don't ever do this to her again. Find something to take us out." So the searches on the house, it was insane. They were searching the house. It was all kinds. Yeah, them damn TikTok kids need to just fucking take off. Well, it's become a platform for children who have been groomed into being narcissistic, self-inflated, just like, what do you call it? They feel deserving for no fucking reason.
Entitled.
And thank you. I exist, therefore you owe me. Oh, honey. No, I don't owe you dick. My son was one of my sons. Well, maybe both. I don't know, but one of them, the oldest one, exhibited such entitlement. It was insane. I did not raise him like that. I raised him, you want something? What are you going to do to make me want to get it for you? What is it that you're going to help me do, or help me with, or do to show me that this is something you deserve? That's how he lived his life. And dear fucking, because that boy would just cut his nose off to spite his face. He has mommy issues. He has daddy issues. His daddy wasn't around. He was an immaculate conception almost. Birth control and a condom. I wasn't trying to get pregnant. I wasn't being all loosey-goosey. I had one wild fucking weekend. And I don't know, almost 10 months later, out pops the cutest ball of fucking joy for a minute. But it started about 3, 4. Yeah, 3 and 4. That'd be about the time it started. But it was also when I was with a not so awesome person, but the father of my second child. Yes. Okay, normally I would be pregnant if you breathed on me with testosterone on your breast, whatever. That he could get me pregnant for like 6 months. But he would boss. He was another narcissist. I always have, except for the one. There's one named John. I still love the man, but just not the right way. But I wish him well, and he was an awesome dude, and I have no ill will to him forever. Never will, never have, won't do it. And I hope he's happier than fuck. But the other 3, wow. It was just an exercise in how to live with a narcissist. More intelligent than others, like one. The others was not that smart. And they chose to not be smart because they had capabilities. But at that point, I went through a phase of Captain Save a Hoe. Don't save a hoe, you bitches. Just occasionally help a hooker. Never save a hoe. We just take you under with. Yeah, they're going to take you down with themselves, you know? They don't want to be rescued, but they definitely don't want to go down by themselves. Don't save a hoe. Help a hooker. Occasionally. If they seem like they're doing it. Don't ever help someone who isn't helping themselves. If they aren't willing to get up and help themselves stand up, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
So you're trying to save a hoe. She's trying to drown you. Quit it.
Yep. Yeah, they got to be able to help themselves. You can help, but they got to be able to help themselves. They got to be able to do their work. Yeah, yep. They got to do it with you.
You're not obligated to anyone. And if they don't want to help themselves, you say, well, I'm sorry you're lazy, and drop them on their ass. Because you're not here to carry their asses.
Yep.
And sometimes if you are,
that's what you got to do.
You got some internal damn demons if you're trying to help every fucking little person ever because you ain't willing to face your own shit. You want to help somebody else with their shit. I know you mean well, and I know your intentions are great, but you're doing them no service because you don't know how to help yourself. You can't help them. Get your head out of your ass. Do the work, and then you can get back to helping people. Otherwise, you're just a fucking fluffer. You ain't doing anything particularly awesome because you don't know how it's done or you do it yourself. You can't run and pretend to be awesome. You want to be awesome? Do your own fucking shadow work. You ain't gonna complete it all in one goddamn day, but if you ain't doing any of it, you're wasting my time.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be doing it every second of the day. But fuck, spend 20 minutes doing some shadow work.
You should minimal do a little shadow work once a week.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't have to be anything that's going to knock you off your feet. It could be something small. As long as you're making forward movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you sit down on your ass and you don't move again. You aren't doing anything awesome. You just quit. You can't really quit. The universe is going to stick a hot prod up your ass. You're going to do it. Do it on your terms so it don't hurt so fucking much. Run the show. When and how you're doing it. But you got to do it. Otherwise, the universe is going to come and help you do it. And they're usually not that gentle.
Nuh-uh. They're not as nice.
No. And so procrastinating this isn't going to help you any. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything good for yourself at that point by procrastinating. And I'm speaking from personal fucking experience. And I still procrastinate on small things. Because, well, I think I'm a born procrastinator. So I at least give myself a little small procrastination fix every so often so that I don't jones and really collapse. There's little peckerdats are in here. Oh my God, I hate these things.
I need to bring you. Do you have fly strips?
I don't like fly strips because we've met. I will put my head in one of them bitches, and I hate them.
I can see you doing that.
I trap things though. Apple cider vinegar.
I like that.
Put a little touch of soap in there, and you put a dish all around because they're attracted to that sweet, but that vinegar sweet thing. But it's got to be apple cider vinegar, not white. They'll go to the white. It's just maybe about half. Apple cider vinegar, a little dish soap. You can even put a little water in there if you need to extend it, but you want to put them in random places where you see them congregate. And there's also the little fucking gnats because crazy lady inside, she didn't repair dick. I'm doing it right now. Me and Les and anybody who is kind enough to help. One of my archetypes will come and help me every time. There's the good ones. You guys want to know the good ones? George is one prominent stay with me by my side so far, period. Hippie George. Hippie George is awesome. And, there's several friends. You're a diehard friend, and she's a diehard friend. Other Nancy, Hindu Nancy, she's a diehard. I mean, I got lots of diehards that just don't wander off.
I need to think about my archetypes.
Right? If you look and pay attention to your patterns in your life, I'm a pattern follower. You've pointed out from the human design. I like to see patterns. I look at the patterns. I see the webbings. I see the connections. I see how people are connected to each other and the events that got them there. If I pay close enough attention, but that's time consuming. Unless I must, I try not to look because I get caught up. I'm a rabid squirrel. Because if I see what one connection happens, I'm gonna look at all the others.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love human design so much. Is because there's so many connections. Like everything you look at, there's a connection. There's something there. There's an answer. There's a puzzle piece. I was just getting in. Huh?
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I was just starting to get into the primary health system version of human design, which is focusing on the health version of human design, how it affects your body and how you can hack it essentially to, make it work for you.
You should come and do. You should come. Hopefully you will consider it. I'm thinking you will. And just getting what you need to do quick, 10-minute sessions with people. They pick an area based off of their thing, and you tell them what it is they want to know based off of that.
Yeah.
I think it would be great, and you could do it for 15 minutes for, say, $20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that would be a blast. It would give them information about themselves, and they'd be able to pick what area of their life they're curious more in as opposed to the others, or they can pay more for an extended session.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That would be great.
It would be really good. I think it would be awesome. I think it would actually fly very well.
Yeah, we should totally do it.
If you game, and I don't mean this in any way, just don't flake on me. Yeah, because there's so much flake. It's so fucked up. Well,
we need to plan it.
Okay, then perfect. Because I want to do it with a minimum of 2 weeks or a month ahead of time.
Perfect. Okay.
But I don't want to overwhelm you too. So we have to pick a time. And if you wanted to do more after that, that would be your call.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's totally do it. I think awesome. That would be excellent. I think that would be absolutely excellent.
I think it would be a serious an interest. But yeah, because the little
It'd
bit.
Be fun.
You spent 15 minutes telling me my stuff, and I was hooked.
Yeah, and we can do. I can give people their resources that where they can go find their chart and look all that information up, and kind of the stuff to take off. But being able to do a mini reading enables people to get some cool information about themselves, and
and you can keep there'll be a tip jar, so a certain amount for a certain amount of time, and then still leave the tip jar.
I like it.
We'll figure out some sort of whatever, right?
Yeah, like a shop fee or something. Like
I have like a what is that? Fuck. Where you? I sell somebody's stuff and it.
Consignment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like consent. That's not right. Consent is all I can hear. Is consent.
Consent. I have consent to take their money.
Consent. Yes.
I like it.
What was the word? Consignment.
That's what I'm going to call it now. Consentment. It's consentment.
That's not terrible. You consent to give you this amount. We'll figure out. Yeah, you don't need a whole bunch, but I think it would be a really awesome draw.
Yeah, and it would probably get a lot of people in. And
the little 15 minutes I had was like, yo, I'm in. I'm in. I've been trying to talk a couple people into looking into human design. I think if you did this, it would make more sense to some of the people I talked to about it.
I agree. And it has a really cool way of you can apply it in your life in ways that are functional. You don't have to use it in a woo-woo way, No,
it's a fucking manual to yourself.
Straight up.
If I had mine sooner.
I know.
I would be
light years ahead.
It would be phenomenally, and I'm sure a parallel version of me somewhere is having that little fucking life. And I'm
absolutely
because
absolutely.
When I was young, could you imagine? And then to have the
right?
Oh my god!
Imagine if you were given this information when you were a kid,
yes.
and you were able to be like, "Screw you! This is me."
I already semi did that anyway when I was shy. Even you back me into a corner, I'm gonna bite you, just like a rabid cat. Maybe like that cat, you start to pet it and they purr, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, that'd be me.
Oh my goodness!
Alrighty.
I'm excited.
Salt. We stopped with the salt. Jesus. Because we're hitting almost midnight, and I know you're fading out a little bit. We have the black salts, the blue salts, the red salts, the purple salts.
Salty
salts.
The salty salts.
The salty salts. Everyone's a little salty. It just depends.
I'll say.
Just don't be a container of iodized salt. Iodized salt. You need your iodine. You do. I recommend you get it from your blue-green algae. The CHORLELLA or something. Chlorella. It's an R, not. Anyway, CHORELLA, I believe. Chlorella. I cannot ever say it. I will one day say it. Probably. But it's not a guarantee. I don't know how. So I was picking up some books. I love the little itty bitty books. because I have ideas and stuff, but it's really nice when they can find they're little books. They're really thin. These
I love
little
them.
books, but if you go and check them out, which I do, I will go and check because it puts me on the path of more information. Once I have the information, I can run off with it on my phone or my tablets when they're working. I blew one of my tablets up. Les killed the other one, so I don't know. I went to turn mine on, and it was like, and you can go fuck yourself. And I was like, oh. It wouldn't even charge or anything. It was the second one. Same thing 2 times in a row. Same company, same fucking thingy. So I'm thinking it's their fault, not mine. But ain't nothing I can do now. Because it's like been dead way too long. And nobody wants to ever be held accountable for their faulty bullshit. I mean, I'll own it if I did it. But 2 of them, same brand, same whatever, did it the same thing. Just I won't take any charge. Won't talk to you ever again. And just dibs with all your info on it. Or you can send it back to the company, but you couldn't erase your info, so it's still on there. So that bothers me.
Yeah, that's kind of unnerving.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't think about it. Whatever you send to that company, you don't know the motherfucker who's running through your computers, and you got your bank info and shit on there. You don't know what they're gonna do with it. So I'm not paranoid because I know they're after me, so that's not paranoia. I just don't know if they know who I am particularly. I could just pop up in an algorithm. And so I try to be careful. Anywho,
that makes sense.
Right? I'm glad it makes sense. I'm glad you understand me. Okay. I told you I'm Midwest. Okay, I was also Southern Baptist. Yeah, going out. Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm Southern Baptist, baby. Case I'm also
That's a deep reaction.
It was. It was warranted, darling. It was totally warranted. At least, okay. Let's say at least the one I went to, the church I went to, was very materialistic. It was gross. Oh, excuse me. It was so gross to watch, but there were some really good people in the church, and their energy was beautiful to be near.
There's some amazing people in the church. Like, unfortunately, the majority of them are not like that. But
there's always somebody in the church that just says
that is the light.
Yes, and okay, again, one of the good ones. And this was Ann and Bill Richardson in my church. They are beautiful people, and okay, my mom had pretty much gaslighted around me to the point where people were questioning whether or not I was a really good child or if I was just faking it around everyone but her, you know what I mean?
But doesn't that mean you're a good child if you're being good around everybody else but her? Doesn't that mean you just have problems with your mom?
My mother was very convincing. And, they would always have their reservations, but they would always ultimately go with my mother's wishes and whatever. And they should, because I was her child. And they were not my guardians of any sort, shape, or size, and they should have been. But I wouldn't be here doing the things I do. But my childhood would have been so much smoother.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would go over there, and they would, if I babysat during the day, twin babies. Wow, that was fun. And I was 12. I had a really awesome gig. And they were not a family that hurt for money, but they were not the gross rich, the ones that have no sympathy and anything. They were awesome fuckers who had some money, and of course they didn't hurt themselves to do anything for everybody else. They didn't hurt themselves, but they would definitely go out of their way to help other people. They were really good people. They had really good characters, so they were my good archetype. And anyway, so I babysat the twins. And I would just stay there, during the summer, a couple weeks at a time, come back for a few days. And if I could or would or wanted to, go back again and do it again. Just during the weekends, I could go home. So whenever the parent, it was okay. Ann and Bill Richardsons were the older ones. They were I can't remember if it was her daughter or his daughter or whatever. But that's where the twins had came from, was the daughter of one of them. and her husband, and I helped by taking care of the kids during the day, and then at night, once she got home, and it was like 4 or 5, it was really no big deal. Then I could train on Arabian horses to do the show horse thing. It was awesome, and I was even fitted for a riding outfit.
Oh.
And I did all kinds of work. It was 2 weeks, but if you know me, picture me with endless energy, nervous, and living off of nerves. And I didn't have to sleep.
Yeah.
There's no really. I still don't have to sleep much. Occasionally, I need to take like an all-day sleep. And when I say occasionally, maybe once a year, maybe twice.
An all-day sleep. I love that.
Where I just kind of crash out.
I have to take all-day sleeps like on a regular basis.
I can say fuck you.
But that's my energy type.
And I get it, but just where I was going with that is I had too much energy. I was always afraid if I go to sleep, I'm gonna miss something, and I always was on alert. I was always ready to jump up. It always felt like not impending doom, but an impending emergency. It was always, I was afraid to go miss something. Anxiety was my friend, and I didn't understand. I would get sick to my stomach right before something bad would happen. My stomach would flip over like. Not like I'm a Ralph, but like that right before you feel like Ralphing, that stage where you're just like,
that really uneasy.
Yeah, and it was more like wombats in your stomach instead of butterflies. It's just bouncing around like that. I don't know. Wombats. Does wombat work? Wombat's a mammal thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a mammal.
Okay.
It's a mammal, but it poops square cubes.
Oh, I don't want that. I don't want any poop inside them. No, I'm just messing. I don't want any poop.
It was weird.
Crazy ladies and their poops inside. Jesus, incontinence is horrible. I forget we're on. I'm going to stop that now.
Salts.
Black salts. Let's go to the book. It's the book. Anyway, all right. So the black salt. There's so many different versions of black salt. Black salt. The way I make it is. I have obviously. I'll just go ahead and buy black salt, like the not Himalayan. There's a Hawaiian black salt. I like their black salt, but it's cooking salt. It's the black cooking salt. Just make sure it's black cooking salt. I like the one from Hawaii. I don't know what it is right off the top of my head, but I'll get that one, and I will add like when they say iron filings, it's rust out of the cast iron pot.
Cast iron.
Yeah, keep the rust. The rust is the iron filings. They're not black, but ultimately the salt's going to end up black. You can artificially color it, or you can do it like a really fine black pepper, or fucking pecker gnats. Yeah, you're going to hear that the whole summer. Black charcoal, like it can be activated charcoal, it doesn't matter, but any black charcoal, you would add it to it's sea salt, fine grained sea salt, and you would add that to it. But the way I do it is I just get it with the black charcoal in it, and it's from the charcoal is from Hawaii. They add it to it, and it can also be like some of them will, I believe, cook the coconut husk things and create a black ash out of it, and that can be added into it. They use that for a lot of the charcoal stuff. Coconuts are they resource coconuts for lots of stuff. It's crazy. Oh my god, back off, peckernut. Okay. Yeah, or they say you use black chalk if you're not going to eat it, or black food coloring.
Yeah, because you would eat it with iron filings in it.
Oh, you cook out a cast iron stove. It's rust. It'd be like eating rust. It wouldn't be a big. You wouldn't die. Well, it's not taste. It doesn't taste like yum. But I don't think you would die from the rust. I mean, I could be wrong.
I don't know. I put straight up like metal chunks in mine. So.
Well, don't give her an axe, y'all. I take a steel wool. Like a little bit coarser, and grind that off. I just do this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't want to eat that.
Well, you wouldn't want to because it seems unsavory, but it's not. It's not. I don't believe it's going to harm you. I don't think it's a problem. It won't harm you. We have so many paranoias. How much are valid and how much are not?
I don't know.
Not the
Doesn't
fear thing.
doesn't sound safe to me. I'm not gonna eat it.
I'm not saying you should. You do anything you want to. I'm just arguing the fact portion of it. I personally don't think I would either. But actually, it shouldn't. I don't think should hurt you. I mean, unless of course you're like chipping off charge. That's different. Then that's it's perforating your esophagus or something. It's like eating glass.
I guess it depends on how big your filings are.
That's kind of where I was going with it. Yes, but if I'm scraping rust off with a steel wool, it's going to be powder. You would never know, ever. And I know cooking in cast iron is actually good for you because of the iron.
Yeah, absolutely. Food. I did know that too.
Powder rust off of an iron pot theoretically shouldn't be a problem. Should. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, and I doubt I'll back down. But I could be wrong. Because I know what the hell we didn't. Oh, salt. Never. I turned back. I was like, wait, what? Because it was going into inks, and I was like, well, I don't get to read the books very often, so when I do, it's kind of fun. But I don't remember where anything is. Anyway, back to the salts. The black salt. It is fine sea salt, iron filings, finely ground black pepper. They have black charcoal. It can be crushed fine or made fine on an iron file. Yeah, I cannot do the metal on metal. It makes my skin. Really,
I can't either.
I get violent, man.
Yeah.
You need to stop, and if they don't stop, I've actually hit someone I didn't know. But it was kind of an involuntary reaction because I was like, "You need to stop, please stop that." And then he just kept going. It made it worse. I literally hit them, and I didn't even know them. It creates a violent reaction. I don't know why. It's not so bad anymore as I've gotten older, but it still makes me do this weird, And I do maliciously. I probably would get violent, and we would have a taste of religion because I'm gonna put hands on you. I'm gonna lay hands on you. We're gonna find some religion.
Lay hands.
I'm gonna lay hands. Some people need to have hands laid on them. Sometimes they just need healed. If they're unconscious, maybe they can listen at that point. That's healing, right? It's my running joke. I've only hurt 1 or 2 people. I usually go for the groin because I'm down there. All right. Back to the black stuff. That was like the recipe. And you can also use a teaspoon of fine ash from your fire pit. So if you got a fire pit or a fireplace, take a teaspoon of the ashes. I would keep the ashes. I personally use the ashes because if it came from your hearth, it's even better. But I've used from others because I didn't have one. But if you take the ashes from your hearth or you take some of the wood stove, but you can use it to sprinkle across the doors left or right to ward off negative energy from coming inside. You can use it to create boundaries, warding. You can mix it with the salt and create a protection ring. There's so many things you can do with it. So if you have fireplace, the hearth, is the ashes from the hearth, it's great. If you got a friend with a fire stove or whatever else, get some ashes from that motherfucker. They'll wonder why. And you just take a little dot, with your finger, put it in there, and just put it on your forehead, and you go, ass on it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't kill me. If you want to kill me, you can try. I don't know. I'm walking out. I will make it if I can, but I'll go down fighting. Whatever. Shouldn't be triggered that easy. What the hell? Why are you here? It's terrible-ish. I don't know. It's not terrible. So I don't care because I didn't mean it mean. See, that's it. I don't own that shit if I didn't do that shit the way they think I should. Yeah. Never apologize for anything that's not yours. I want to write on the front door. It's own your own truth before you live someone else's lie. Buy someone else's lie. I'm not quite sure the wording, not wording. English has been so weirdly difficult lately.
Yeah.
We've either bored people to death or whatever. Nobody's commenting. Are we still alive? Do we have viewers? Top of my screen.
I don't think so.
Well, the top of my screen is missing, so I can't really see anything.
Let's see.
I don't know why it's missing. I'm working with a new OS system, but it's still Ubuntu from Linux.
I don't see any more comments on here. And I see that we're live still, but I don't see anybody
live.
really.
I was just curious because I can normally see the screen top, but something is chopping off, like it's chopping off the top of the box where I can read it, and it's even chopping off a little piece of the comment box at the top. And as long as he doesn't hate me, I'm gonna bring back my computer guy and see if we can figure that out.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
It's kind of annoying, but I can live with it if I have to. If I can fix it, excuse me. If I can fix it, I only find out if I ask. Oh, you people are going to know. You better ask something, or you'll never know anything.
What time are you planning on opening up tomorrow?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to open it too, but we've met, right? And there's, yeah. Yeah, hit me up. I'm opening. It's not Kenny. Mondays and Thursdays, I want to reconnect with my shop kind of thing. So I make Kenny leave.
Okay.
Well, Cricket doesn't come in, so yeah, I just gotta make sure Kenny's out of here 2 days so that I can reconnect with my shop. I don't know if he's a cursed motherfucker or what. I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with him, and if he wants to, we will fix it.
With Kenny?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Whenever he's in here, my business slows down. But,
oh
no! Yeah. Okay, who the hell's gonna greet you like me?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mean that anyway, but I will converse with these people until they feel like they might be kidnapped, but they're not sure, but they don't really run.
Well, you also know your products really well, and so you're able to show them to people, and then people want them because they, see how great they are. And so Kenny just doesn't quite know how to sell them the way that you do either. And it's not that you're selling them, it's just that you're showing them to people and they sell themselves.
Nothing happens if someone doesn't show you a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's a penis problem. And back to that, it's not that I am a man hater. I'm not a man hater. Women and men, they converse and understand things differently. And
yeah, they do.
They just, and there's some that just, there's just some people in general, period, penis or no penis, but tends to be a lot of penises in my life that start out the gate just running like a motherfucking champion. And then they just slow the fuck down. Everything calms down. And then they may or may not finish the race. You don't know. Yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, no. You gave me 2 weeks of wonderful, now you're this. 2 weeks for 2 weeks, like, oh my God, you're blowing my mind. And then after that, I'm going to kill you. Oh, you TikTok. Well, I hope it was progressively important for you.
But I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. I'm going to come out of your closet. I'm going to have some red eyes. I'm going to be butt fucking naked. I'm going to have a dead chicken in one hand. The other hand is the one you need to pay attention to. If it's got a coconut, you're okay. If it's got a pineapple, things are going to get a little
You're not okay.
Things are going to get a little messed up. Yeah.
A smidge.
With the pineapples, but hey. Sometimes you just need roto-rooter with a pineapple and stick, but it's got to be uberly green. None of that soft, ripe shit. You just eat in and out until they fucking smarten up. You gotta smoke those bullshit out of their world because they can't see straight. I'm semi-kidding. We don't do it We don't do it on this plane, but it is something. I always tell them, whatever the hell's messing with me, whichever way, when, I'm gonna motherfucking pineapple rape you in the astral. And that's all I say.
That's all that's needed.
It was, but I'm pretty sure it mostly slows down when I say it, at least for 15, 20 minutes.
Isn't that funny?
It is funny because it means something happened. Something understood something I just said. And I will figure it out. If I don't know how to do something, I'll figure it out. I don't have any fucking. I don't stop. I don't fail either. So, but I just don't understand sometimes why they keep coming back for more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anywho, that's a whole lot of rambling. Okay, it's just like sitting in the shop with me.
It is.
Except you can't see the glitter I'm staring at. That's why I keep looking down over here. I got a pile of glitter, and I want to blow it, and then I'm like, no, you don't, because it's a big enough pile. I'm just gonna put it in the bag.
Because it's gonna go everywhere.
Well, it's also one I had picked out as one of my favorites out of the big pile of fucking. I ordered a whole bunch of glitter. Whoa, I almost dropped that. That was cool. I caught it. I'm gonna go inside now. Probably drop myself on the floor. Psh, no, I'm not. I'm not asking for it. I'll just like that whole fucking saying "fuck me" after something bad happens. No, I'm fucked good enough. We don't need to fuck me anymore. I just gotta continue to watch what I'm saying.
You do. You need to be aware of it.
If you yell "fuck me" when something bad's happening to you, something bad's about to happen to you again.
Exactly.
You asked for "fuck me," and so you're gonna get fucked because that's what you wanted. Yeah, I gotta quit saying "fuck me." Yeah, unless it feels good and I like it, it should not happen. I don't mean it. It's a joke. Stop it. But if I want to enjoy it, we can go ahead and finish. I mean, I'm just, I'm joking. Don't people don't knock on my doors or weird shit. But
what are you talking? What are
I
you?
said, don't fuck me. And I said, unless it feels good. Then, it's like, wait, don't ask for that shit either. Stop it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. If it feels good. I'm just kidding. Ish.
Ish, kind of. Just a little bit.
Ish.
Ish.
I've been having such a dry.
Well, I think it's about my bedtime.
Okay, I was going to do the blue salt real quick and then maybe the red salt.
Do the blue salt. Do the blue salt.
Yeah, excuse me. As I'm about to go to start to do all this work, coughing. Should I do it at night?
Your throat chakra is tired.
It's what happens when you talk so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
And these. All right, you got a black salt recipe. I like to add, if it's going to be a good, like protective or whatever, shielding, etc., like with the black salt, I will add my pot ash to it. Because whoever the fuck's pot, usually, I haven't seen a really pissed off pothead ever. Unless they weren't high. So, pot energy, smoking of weed is the community. It is a gathering. If you're sharing it. And if you're smoking it with just you and somebody, it's almost always a good mood, right? So the energy in the pot ash would be happy. Would be self-soothing if you were trying to soothe yourself for something. And you have to learn how to self-soothe because you can't on other people. You can't count on other people to do it. And you shouldn't even ask. Anyway. All right. Let's see. Okay. This is variations of the black salt. If you want to send like bad curses and hexes, you add graveyard dirt from a murderer's grave. Now to do an uncrossing, like the unhexing and uncrossing, you would add hyssop, pennyroyal, and or lemongrass, which I used the hyssop myself. I didn't know about the pennyroyal portion. And occasionally I throw in the lemongrass because it feels like it's a cleansing thing. Now, for general destructive curses, like instead of like really hardcore shit, but just medium area, a ball kick or something instead of like plunging it into them, you would add peppers, like red peppers, a spice mix of different peppers, like your black peppers, your pink peppers, all your different peppers, cayenne pepper, whatever. Now, if you do put it into their food, you want to make sure that nothing you put into the food would be toxic for them. So you'd have to alter the recipe, but you can feed it to that person if you need to for whatever reason. Healing or hexing, it is the same thing. It just depends on the intent and the direction you push it. It would be a parallel of positive one. And sometimes you need it. Sometimes you must handle things because you have to protect yours. If some people just don't want to quit, you got to do what you got to do. Just make sure that it's balanced. What they did, what you're about to do back to them, should be pretty much kind of similar. It should be deserving. You have to think about it. I mean, if you're going to do spell work anyway, you should spend a little time on it. You should think about the right one. You should think about which way you want to do it. And then you need to question yourself. Are you correct? Do you need to readjust your assessment? Do you have all the facts, or are you just bullshitting yourself and you want to vent on some motherfucker? Because there is a backlash to that, because the balance has to be restored. So if you offset the balance in a way that's even more so, you're going to be part of the rebalancing, and you're going to get your ass handed to you. So, know your shit. Don't be a dumbass. And which it's getting kind of hard lately for people to not be dumb. But okay, this one, the pepper one, is to get someone to leave you alone, and you can sprinkle it in their footsteps, like a coworker that won't, leave you alone, just can't quit their shit. You can sprinkle it over or under their chair, around their desk, or like by your office entrance. So if they walk through it, because if you sprinkle it with their face in mind, it'll only hit them. No one else will have to worry about it. And see, is around the entrance. And if you add pepper and sprinkle it unnoticed under their chair, they may leave their job or move to a different apartment. So you could just, create a shift. You don't necessarily put somebody straight in the nutsack. And so if you have items that had a bad memory attached to them, like say you got like something from somebody, they gifted you something, but it has a bunch of nasty shit, or your personal relationship there's bad memories to it, then you can use the black sea salt. You can sprinkle it over top of them. So like put it on a plate, paper towel, whatever the fuck you want to do, so you can clean up the mess. Because you want to take this salt and take it away. You don't want to leave it there. But you're going to sprinkle it over top of them on like your altar. And if you want it, you can draw symbols or runes into it. You can take a bath with a pinch of black salt to absorb negativity. If there's a lot of negativity in place, you can anoint a white candle with holy water or Florida water, or any other prosperity, blessing, or good luck type oil, water, whatever you got. And then you can roll it in white blood sea salt, and you'd put it aside. And then you would do the black one. You would anoint it in olive oil or any other hex-breaking type oil, and then you'd roll it in the black salt. And then you'd burn the black candle first to dispel the negativity. And then you'd follow it up by burning the white candle, which would push more of the black energy out, and with the white energy. So the positive would be taking dominance. And so you'd use the white one last to push while you're pulling with the black candle. And you're fading, and I think we shall let you go. Podcast. It's probably a good spot. Oh wait, the red one we will cover maybe next time. Hopefully, if I remember. Okay. And we can do the blue one then, and the purple one. The love one is red. So, and then the blue one, it is a lesser version of the black salt, and it's used to protect against like the evil eye, random jealousy, hatred. Like right, and it can also be used for healing and just general negative feelings. So like just a general cleansing. So that one. So we'll get to that one.
And then definitely need to do those.
Purple one will be psychic. And then there's a green one, obviously, for money, prosperity, etc. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
She's going to snore, and I don't want her to be, like, all embarrassed.
I'll be over here just talking in my sleep like I normally do.
It's all good. If you want to do next week, I would love it.
Okay. You want to do the show next week? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it next week.
Try to see if maybe Ray or Cricket or somebody wants to
join in. Yeah. If we want to do a group thing, that would be a blast.
It would be great. But I maybe we'll finish more of this stuff, and I'll have some more stuff. I have stuff. It's just hard getting me worked into it. I'm not shy on the podcast, obviously. But to get me to the productive stage, it takes towards the end.
We can totally talk about it a little bit too, and then get a plan for next, not a plan, but just have an idea of some things we'd like to talk about if they arrive.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, say goodnight to Brooke.
Good night, everyone. I'm leaving. I will see you guys later. I love you lots. I will talk to you soon. I'll come by tomorrow.
All right, beautiful. Love you.
All right. Mwah. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. I'm going to cut out tonight, too. Good night, Miss Yvonne Dickinson. Nice. I knew Yvonne when I was a kid. Her mom was the bus driver. I wanted to like her. I don't know if she ever liked me or not. It was weird. I wanted to like her. I didn't have anything wrong with her, but I didn't think she could take me as I was. Anywho, good night, Yvonne. At least you accept me, baby cakes. It's awesome. All right, you guys stay tuned. Every Wednesday, unless something really bad happens, it'd be every Wednesday. I sometimes forget to post the next round, like, the event, whatever the hell it is, where I schedule myself. That's the word. To show the next scheduled thing. It's always going to be Wednesday. I'm going to try and do it earlier and earlier. I am a hair bit earlier tonight than I usually am. But there's no butt. Fuck the butt. Butt sucks. Not butt sucks, but saying butt sucks. Because anytime you say anything and then you go butt, it cancels the first part of whatever you said. Because butt just means, here's my actual real opinion. Anywho, hey, I'm going to go now. All right, y'all. Much love. I'll see you next week. We will make this more interesting and more interesting, I promise. Bye, guys.